episode that it was called.
Take a chance
Well,
for
we
all the
said that we
dice.
were recording both in one episode.
Yeah, we also said
to
we were
be
recording
fair.
back to back, and then as soon as we stopped recording, both of us were like,
We're
"What
like,
if we did it tomorrow?"
yeah, which I think was a good choice. I don't think my brain would have
No, I
lasted.
like the first hour would have been like okay, and then it would have devolved.
Yeah, it would have just been chaos.
Yeah. So I am recording, so I'm sure
Oh.
that'll be the cold open probably.
So as you can probably tell, we did not record back to back. It is a
We
new
recorded
day
episode
now.
5 last night, and this is now episode 6 tomorrow morning. But
Yes,
pretty
so
close.
welcome.
Still fresh.
Yeah. Honestly, probably fresher. I feel like my brain is much more alive now.
We didn't want to do another episode 1. That was just going to be disastrous.
It would have just been like the first episode.
Yeah.
We did not stay on topic.
No, but it's okay. We'll be on topic today. We're going to be talking about episode 8 pretty much, and like I'm sure like both of us are very keen to really get theoretical about the future of the series, talk about our theories, our fears and hopes, that sort of stuff. So we might try not spend like too much time and like bogged down in the details of the episode, so we can get to that and spend a little bit of time on it, but we will still go through the episode sort of piece by piece as we've been doing throughout this season of Archivist Sessions. Spoiler warning, as always. Like it's repetitive, but like cannot be clearer. We're going to be especially in this episode, we're going to be talking about a lot of campaign stuff, a lot of theories, a lot of potentiality of what could occur. So this is your one warning. We will try to be clear about really major beat spoilers in a moment,
but no promises.
The little itty bitty details we're not going to get too fussed about, so be warned. That's about it, I think. Cold open. Let's talk about that fuck ass Bob.
Holy shit. It was like emotional whiplash, because I was like, I saw the Field of Flowers first, and I'm like, that's Yasha and Zawala's Field of Flowers.
Definitely a throwback to the previous cold open that we'd seen with Yasha, where she has a flash to that very same meadow. I really enjoy the blue color. Like Yasha's always sort of been like the dark blue, like navy sort of like color theme, but I'm really glad like the really vibrant blue I really like. I like that that's been a theme for her.
And also the color blue
Bo
is also very attached to another character in this show.
Another one of them lesbians.
Also feels very purposeful. Like I feel like they've done that with intentionality there as like a little sort of like
and blue. Something I noticed, something this cold open made me like properly notice for the first time. Like I remembered that Yasha had heterochromia, but like I love the way they've like it's very subtle heterochromia in the show. Like she's got it's a very pale blue and purple eye, and I love the design. It's really cool, and like it comes through a lot when they're doing those frame by frame transitions of like the past to the present, going from like the short hair to the long, like the eyes are staying consistent. It's just like it's the artistic vision of it all is so good, and it's like one of those things that like it's when it's so good it makes me angrier about like AI. Like I get
for sure.
more pissed off about the fact that society's like AI. No, I want this. I want human art. This is better.
For sure. Something else I really liked about this cold open is we get our 4th Disney princess, which was the surprise princess, which is Amy Carrero voicing Zawala, which I read in an interview that Ashley pitched that because they really wanted to get her in the show.
Yeah.
And so Ashley was like, well, what if she's my spoiler wife? Because we don't actually know what the exact details of their relationship yet, but they did get married at some point. So that was fun. I really liked that casting. It's like top notch.
Yeah, I also just like that. Like they're bringing in all of these people who are quite special to Critical Role as a as a show, you know, like they bring in all of
Mm.
these people that have guest starred and stuff like that, like bringing them in. I'm sure, like I have said multiple times, I'm not up to date with the Legend of Vox Machina, but I do really want to catch up for the Vecna arc because I'm really excited to see what I'm sure is going to be like. There's going to be a Darren DePaul cameo, which is like one of those really cool, like just aspects of Critical Role. Like, do you know about Darren DePaul?
Nah, not
Did
in
you watch?
detail. Like I know
There
the
was
name.
Matt Mercer's Last Meals. He just recently went on Mythical Fiction
Yeah.
Last Meals. He talks about it there, because it's like it's one of those really crazy moments. So like his parents, um, his mother, I think it was, or grandmother, worked with like Burt Reynolds a lot, and
Mm.
it's just like one of those really crazy connections where um, Darren DePaul knew uh, Matt's either mother or grandmother and played Dungeons and
Right.
Dragons with her like back in the 80s and played a character called Sprig. And Matt was like 11 at the time. They like didn't necessarily know each other. But years
Yeah.
and years and years later, Matt runs into Darren DePaul and they like get to chatting and they realize they have this connection, like, and that Darren DePaul played this D&D character with Matt's mother or grandmother decades ago, and then he reprises that exact same character in campaign 1 of Critical Role,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
which
I've
is
seen
like
that
a
character mentioned.
Sprig. Yeah, it's also
Mm.
the character that Liam's dog's named after.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Nice.
like those sorts of like parts of Critical Role are like crazy. You
Yeah,
think
for
about how
sure.
crazy that had to
Mm.
have been to occur. Like I love those little cameos and those moments of like bringing those guests in, even if it's in small ways, like
Mm.
Zoala's voice for Amy Carrera.
Yeah, definitely. Um, some other stuff we sort of get in this cold open. We get a mention of the Stormlord, which is fun. So Zoala has like a connection to the Stormlord um,
Yeah, I think that'll make it a
in the
lot
show,
more
which
interesting.
is pretty cool. Yeah, because I was wondering that, especially with how the episode ends. It's obviously okay. Campaign spoilers. Yasha is very close with the Stormlord, and in her prequel comic, it's the Stormlord that actually breaks her connection with Oban. Like he's the one leading her
But
away from that. So it's like
it's a very
interesting.
rocky sort of faith. Like from memory, I think like she is still quite not like unsure of the Stormlord necessarily, but she's still like so unsure of her path and like
Hmm.
unsure of her past and her memories and stuff like that. That like there is throughout the campaign there is a whole arc of her sort of coming to accept her role as Cord's champion, almost like stepping into it properly and allowing herself to be freed of those chains. And I think because we obviously don't get a lot of ton of information about Zoala in the campaign, it does make it a really cool, like a much richer, interesting backstory for Zawala to have a connection with the Stormlord and for that
Uh-huh.
to be the reason the Stormlord is watching over Yasha in a way.
Yes. Yeah,
Because
for
like
sure.
I don't know about you, but what we've seen of Zawala so far, she's giving like Druid to me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, very much giving off that sort of
Like yeah,
vibe.
druidic sort of nature vibe, and the Stormlord, like that is quite, even though it's a deity, it is still quite like a nature-based deity. Storms, you know.
Mm. Oh,
So
yeah, for sure. Like
I
that's
think that'll
very
be really
attached to nature.
a really cool dynamic and like complexity to bring into it. It'll give a lot
Yeah.
of depth, and I think one of the things that I like here is that something you said for episode 6 where it's been made clear, it's been made very very clear every single time we see Yasha on screen that this violence is not coming from her, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're having this through line of there are clearly things in the world that are sparking enough of a memory in her that she's able to like fight through that control, and like commonly it's been these blue flowers. I really like that imagery as
Well,
well
the
in that through
first
line.
one was the
Oh, as well as
hair.
the
It was the
hair. Yeah, yeah,
hair,
yeah.
which I thought was really interesting. So it's like we have the hair and then the blue
It's
flowers.
like this, it's like the
So it's
sense,
like
almost like the sense memory, like of
yeah.
the, like she needs something that like nothing, not, it's not even a major memory, it's like a fleeting familiarity. that takes her mind back to a moment, and she's able to like break free from the control of a moment. And it does, I think, I don't know if it was intentional, but it does sort of, to me, sort of implicitly imply that Oban has to keep like reinforcing this control over her because she is trying to get out.
She's trying so hard to get out, and it was like that kind of in her comic as well. Like she was sort of, something was sort of like pulling her, and in the comic it's the Stormlord. But I like that they've kind of changed that a little bit, so it's like it's memories or glimpses of Zawala, this person she really cared about, that's sort of drawing her out of it. So I wonder if like this is future stuff, so I can save it for the end, but like I wonder if later in the show they're gonna play into that a little bit, when, spoiler alert, when Oban comes back for her, takes her again.
Like, it's going to be one of those like, double-edged swords where, like, Oban's going to use the visage of Zawala to manipulate her, you know? It's going to be tragic, but I think, like, ultimately, because we know how it ends, like, really, really satisfying as well.
It's like, one of the best arcs in the campaign, for sure. Like,
hugely.
The campaign has many good arcs, but like, that one is just...
like, I think it is during the King's Cage, the moment where Yasha like actually breaks the chains, and like and almost like I think is kind of like mechanically the moment where she is no longer a fallen Aasimar and she's just like a normal Aasimar because she's broken those chains. Is like, it is so cinematic, even when it's just being described by Matt. I cannot fucking wait to see the way they like envisage it in animation. It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be so good. There's so many things, and we can get into it at the end of this episode, but there's so many things I'm so excited for.
The tail half of this episode is going to be like 99.9% Yasha and like, future stuff.
This is what happens when they gatekeep her from us for so long, and that's probably was intentional on their part, because they're like, they know us well enough that they're like, these bitches gonna be talking about this.
We can string those lesbians along for so long.
Yeah. And you know what? Yasha fans are used to waiting. So
yeah, we are. Or
so,
we're used to watching a show we never intended to watch for just a little bit of a fill of Ashley Johnson. But I've said before, Blind Spot turned 100%. Out to be a kind of a sleeper hit. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I watched the first couple of seasons.
I watched all the way through, and it was one of those shows that I started because I was like, Ashley Johnson, but then kept watching because I was gripped by the story. I was like, this is actually good.
Yeah. Sorry, this guy just friggin' messaged me. He said...
Fucking fake Facebook Marketplace, dude.
Oh. Hi, so sorry, I had bad sleep. Can I come tomorrow? Sure. I'm just saying... Bro, so annoying. It's all lucky I didn't plan my day around that or anything. Fuck. Oh, well. Anyways, sorry. Back on topic.
Right. Let's use it as a pierce to get past Yasha for a moment, and we can talk about the rest of the episode and come back to it later. So the next scene, we go pretty much straight into the planning montage with the gentleman. And like, that's kind of just hysterical because of Jester on her own being like dramatic, and
I just love her so much.
She's got so much flair for like the artistry of it all. It's so funny.
So cute. And when she gets excited about, I can't remember if it's in this. No, actually, I think we jump around. Sorry, my notes don't make any sense. No, it is in the same scene where she gets really excited about being the one who's gonna get to attend the party and the gala, and obviously that doesn't end up happening, but just she's so excited, and I feel like that's an interesting window into her character as well, because I'm sure she's probably watched a lot of these sort of things happen, where she grew up and maybe not necessarily being able to attend them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, she's given the opportunity, and she's excited to spend time with Ford as well, and I just, my heart hurts for her during this episode.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's one thing after another. She keeps like, things just keep getting taken away from her. So she's like, I just want one thing, man. This sucks. It's like, I understand that feeling. When you've had a shocking day, and then it's not even something major. It's just like that one final minor inconvenience, and you're just like, You know, like
this is my 13th reason.
I've had enough. It's like
Yeah.
straw that breaks the camel's back. But again, like we also see like, you know, the party come together to encourage her. Like mostly Ford in this moment goes outside and has a moment with her, which is really cute. And I really enjoy like, I think it shows Ford's a really like good subtle display of Ford's charisma in that he knows exactly what to say to her to remove the blame from herself, because she's just she keeps piling it on, and he says exactly the right thing, which is, hey, don't call my friend stupid. That's mean.
Yeah. I loved that moment. It happens a little bit later.
Yeah.
But we get some really good Ford and Jester moments.
That whole planning, like all of the moving parts, like as you come in and out of in each part of the episode, I really enjoyed. Like, felt very heisty, you know.
It did. It was giving heist. So it's almost like this episode's like the Beacon heist, you know.
I forgot to take my pimple patch off.
Also, I mean, you can leave it on. Also, like, felt very kind of like D&D-y, like, you know, when you're trying to make a plan with the party and assign roles and
who needs to do this?
And it just never turns out well.
Bo, can you jump that far? Yeah, it's all in the quads, like, you know, talking about like stats, you know, like who's able to actually scale the wall, who's able to roll the persuasion check, you know. Feels very D&D.
Yeah, it was good fun.
And I also thoroughly enjoyed like just like really random moments in this I thought were really funny, which was like talking about like having to scale up to those fireworks, gentlemen going, this is a job that requires more muscles, and Bo's just like, huh, like smirks. I'm like, this is
just like, yep.
It's just the little moments that you're like, that's hysterical.
Just like such fun windows into like all their personalities as well, like how they're kind of interacting and sort of reacting to the information. It's juicy.
We got a tiny little campaign reference with Lord stealing the invitation from Lord Sutan. Lord Sutan is the residence that they one of the residences they break into in Zadash in the campaign for something that doesn't happen in the show, but it is a character that existed in the campaign, so I liked that they reused that.
We got some kind of juicy moments in that little segment as well. Like there's some tension kind of bubbling away with like Ford and Caleb.
That feels like sort of the beginning of the who's the leader kind of tension, which we can come to. But the only other thing I had to note for this one is I also love that we get a good little glimpse into Alchemist Nut as well. She's getting those chemicals ready.
Ooh. Which when we learn more about her later on, it's like going to be fun to look back on all that stuff as well.
Yeah, and I also think it's just like the fact that she is obviously so panicked about needing to go through the sewer, but is like, you know, is able to force herself to like, I'll try, I guess, you know, for her friends.
Yeah.
And I also surprised by the level of handiness Molly has. He fixed that wagon up toot sweet.
The whole like mechanic segment.
That feels
like, you know what?
All of those like tricky parts of the wagon, I'm like, that's very Carney. Like that's very like
it is.
Oh, look at this magic trick, stealing your purse, you know, at the same time. Very, very Carney, you know.
Yeah, I like that they played into that a little bit, because it's true. He would have all those kind of skills. He'd know how to fix up a wagon and.
In the campaign, he's like open about being a trickstery little bastard. Like one of the things he talks to Bo about, like he convinced a small town that he was a god for a short period of time. Like, you know, Molly fucks around.
I think that's in his comic. Or there's
But
something similar where he convinces a town that he's like some
he's a prophet or
something.
Yeah. So it's like he's less. It comes across less in the show, but like Molly is a bit of a trickstery bastard. You know, he is similar, not too dissimilar to Jester in a way.
Yeah, which I feel like, you know, that's why they get along so well. Those two, they're like two little peas in a pod,
and
and we get
so many later moments so much more brutal.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Marley
I'm gonna
knew
save all
things.
my
Marley knew things.
I'm gonna save my thoughts for when we get to the end of this episode, but like yeah,
Well,
it's
the
gonna
next
be rough.
scene is we get the whole group going to the invulnerable vagrant and meeting Pumat Sol.
Yes.
Enchanter Pumat Sol.
Oh, I'm so glad they went back. I'm so glad they went back because he's
And we
such
got-
an endearing character.
Yeah, and we got a couple little bit more like Easter eggy hints. You know, like we got this like idea that there's something for everyone in that store. You know, Bo sees a ninja stars. There's a haversack. We get the dust of deliciousness that will become important later.
Holy crap!
Remember that exists because nobody in the campaign remembered that Jester bought that except for Jester, and then she pulls it out like 80 episodes later, and you're like,
holy shit! I rewatched that whole scene yesterday because I was bored and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna rewatch that, and it just it's so funny because she does it, and then Matt kind of goes, "Remind me what that is again."
Like, yeah, he doesn't even remember the magical item he made. He was like, "What does that do? When did you buy that?" Like, huh? And it's like one of those moments where it's like an absolute masterclass of D&D playing. It's like, it's as good as it's a moment in my mind that is as good as like Scanlan's 9th level counterspell. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy how good that girl is at D&D. She's like Laura Bailey. Holy shit, that is fucking sly. And like we watched that live. We were watching live at that point, and we were like gripped. We were like, no fucking way, no fucking way. She's not gonna get away with this. She's getting away with it. She's getting away with this.
She's doing it. She's doing it. Holy shit!
Oh, the end where she's like, get the fuck out. You have to leave.
Everyone's like,
no. They're like trying to like play along, like they're trying to be non-meta, and Laura's like, we have to fucking leave. Top tier campaign 2.
Oh man!
So remember that dust of deliciousness. It's gonna come in handy later. It's gonna be
real important. Yeah.
And
we
I
get
also
to
love
haversack.
And just how much to make it pink.
Yes. Oh, which I'm so glad they have. Too. Did they? I assume they bought it.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
if we actually see
because
it, but
she has the haversack. She has the pink haversack all through the campaign. That's their bag of holding, basically.
Yeah. Well, I just mean in that moment, I wasn't sure if they.
It was sort of. Like
do we see it with it?
I don't think so, but it's where like it cuts off. I reckon we'll see them with it in season 2.
Oh, definitely.
Surely.
Definitely.
And then we go back to gala prep. This is the "Don't Call My Friend Stupid" scene. We get to see Jester in her big swishy pink dress that she doesn't get to wear.
Yeah, which is she looks so cute in it, and so it's. I really feel for Jester. It's just. She's just things are just not going her way, but she sort of most of the time is keeping up this really positive, like sort of happy. Persona's not the right word, but like demeanor, I guess.
I guess a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when we see that crack, like little glimpses of that.
It's like all that much more tragic when you see the crack through the facade. You're like, oh, baby girl, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. You got such a sunny disposition. It's okay.
And I like that we've gotten sort of like not comforting her in the previous episode, and now we've got Ford. So it's like they're reinforcing that she's got all these people around her, Molly as well, who are supporting her, and it's just really nice.
It's one of the things I think what makes Jester, like I said I think in the last episode, like Jester feels like quite a magnum opus for Laura in terms of like character. Like it's just she's so well crafted, and I think part of the allure of Jester is that like she's like so joyful and chaotic and fun that and it's such a huge part of her. But like if you're someone like us, we're just looking at a character and analyzing her, but like even just someone like me in real life, I'm very like analytical, sort of like pattern recognition brained, like having an understanding of positionality. When you see someone of that kind of sunny disposition, I can almost immediately see straight past it to their sadness that they're trying to hide.
Yep.
And the insecurities that they're trying to cover up. And it's like, it is like so much fun, but it's also so like heartbreaking at the same time. Because
Yeah.
you're like you are so afraid. Like you've got so much fear and insecurity like balled up so tightly and hidden by all of this like chaos and power and joy. And when like it's like throughout the campaign you see her sort of start to become a little bit more grounded and a little bit more like, you know, mature, but without losing that spark of joy and chaos either.
Yes.
It's
Which I
such a
really
good
like.
story. It's such a good character arc. Like she holds on to her chaos and her joy whilst also like letting go a lot of the insecurities and the things that are keeping her so naive
Yeah.
in some
Yeah,
ways.
for
It's
sure.
just such a good
Yeah.
character arc.
Which is nice because I feel like often people see maturing and like sort of growing up as like you let that stuff, you let the
Yes, you feel like you have to
childlessness.
kill off your inner
Yeah.
child. It's like no, you need to
You
protect your inner
don't.
child.
Yeah, you got to foster that,
You
and
got to
she
create
very much
space for them
does, which is
to have fun,
fantastic.
and that's like
Yeah,
very Jester. Yeah,
very Jester, and I'm really excited to see kind of what they do with her in the next couple of seasons. So.
yeah. I think it's going to be like just again with what we've got so far, the season we've got so far, the way they're like, you know, laying the threads very carefully. It's going to be like heartbreakingly beautiful, tragic, happy, sad. So many emotions.
Yeah. This scene we also get a little bit more Bo backstory, which we haven't gotten a lot of Bo. We've seen
She's
her
quite
with the
mysterious so
soul
far.
as a monk, but aside from
Yeah,
that,
we
we
don't know where
get
she
one
comes
mention
before
of
that.
her. Yeah, we got one mention of her dad very briefly when Dyron's sort of like talking to her. Which we get it. She reacts very interestingly to that. But aside from that, this is the first time we go, oh, okay, here's some like substantial like Bo nuggets, I guess, for lack of a better word. Where we learn she's from a rich
Rich
family.
family, and it's
Rich family.
I really enjoy that. Like, you know, as much as she's like, you know, displaying that she doesn't want to do it, she does like pretty much immediately jump on that grenade of like, all right, I'll fix it, I'll do it, it's fine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can tell she's like not keen on the idea of having to go, but you know she's committed to making the plan work as best as she can.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like at first, no one believes that she's got the ability to blend in, but like she is a rich bitch. She's in her blood.
She comes from rich family, and I just love everyone's reaction to it. Like they're sort of like giggling at her at first when she's like, "Fine, I'll do it," and then she picks up the bottle of wine and like shows the wine. It's like it's her family. She's on it, and they're all just like, "I have so many questions," which is like, same. Even though I know the details, I still have so many questions because
and
it's
like,
crazy.
It seems like such a funny thing now, but then when you really learn about what happened, it's brutal.
It's bad.
It's being sad.
It's real sad.
The Mighty Nine is like... Oh, sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say I recently reread her like Origins comic, and it's just like it's sad. It's not as like tragic as some of the other characters, but it's still sad. You know,
the Mighty Nine
traumatizing.
Is like very much the classic. Like 99% of the party is the classic, incredibly tragic backstory D&D character. The only character who does not fit that bill is Caduceus, I think. Because he's just like well adjusted. He's just like a normal guy.
Which I love.
Kind of makes him such a perfect counterbalance to the team. It's like, it's great. Anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed like this. And this is also the bit where we get the don't call my friends stupid. Like knowing how to like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know how to fucking describe it, but it's like it places like blame in a certain way that makes a person who's being self-deprecating realize how mean they're being to themselves. So it's like, I know it's one of those things like see it on TikTok, you know, it's very therapy speaky sometimes, but it's also like, that is what you're doing. Like in the same way that, I've seen a lot of people being like, you know, you believing that your friends hate you is not just unfair to you, it's unfair to your friends because you are believing them to be thinking awful things about you.
Yeah.
You know, it's how you reframe, it's how you frame the thought, it's how you frame the context of what you're thinking. And Ford, like, it shows Ford's, like, charm and his riz right there of knowing how to weave that conversation in a really helpful way. I like that.
Good. It's just good. Like, just so many moments in the show that I've just, like, I've sat back after watching it and just gone, this is good. Like, they've done such a good job with this, and I have much praise.
How many times
also
have I said...
in this scene...
Yeah.
I was going to say, also in this scene, we have Jester calling him Oscar, which is the character from Hustler.
And he's like...
And Ford's
what?
like, what? I had
Himbo.
to laugh at that.
Himbo.
And I feel like that line might have been said in the book as well, like the don't call my friend stupid. Possibly. And I'm only halfway through it, but I might check that later because that also makes it extra funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I was going to say, it's gone. It'll come back to me.
It'll come back.
Yeah,
it always
I think it was
back.
just like, you know, something about, like, it's just such a it's been adapted in such a... I was going to say, here it is. I knew it'd come back to me. It's come back around. Like, I've said it on TikTok before the series started ending. I said it years ago during the campaign. What makes... I've said it in previous podcast episodes. One of the things that makes Critical Role so deep and complex in terms of storytelling and narratives and character arcs is the base format that it was written in, essentially, because these 7-player characters have control over no part of the story except their own character. And so there is all of this, like, creative focus and energy being funneled into each individual storyline by some incredibly talented storytellers. And spending years and years and years in that one character's mind, it just creates a very realistically human 3-dimensional character. And it shows. It is so clear to see in the animated series. They've done such a good job of displaying that complexity and that, you know, like, nothing is simple, nothing is clean, everything's pretty fucking messy and complex and weird.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so well done, and it's something I've always found really revolutionary about Critical Role, because there's just so much care and effort being put into it, and there is no corporate board going too gay, too diverse, you know? Like, they can just tell the complex storyline they want to tell without needing it to be, like, approved by some old fucking white dude, you know?
Thank God, honestly, because it's so refreshing. Like, in this day and age, I feel like so much media is getting watered down. It's being censored. And just to get something that's like the creators are involved, the showrunner cares about the story as well. Like, I think they did a great job picking a showrunner who's familiar with the campaign,
gives a shit about the story, who gives
and
a
cares
shit
about the characters,
the integrity of it. Yeah, it's so satisfying. Like, and as people who, like, we are not marked safe from The Last of Us season 2, we are not marked safe from Yellow Jackets season 3, season 4, whatever it was. Like even some of the best stories that exist nowadays are being destroyed by corporate Hollywood. Destroyed. And it makes this feel so special and so, like, sacred. And I think, like, honestly, it makes me really deeply understand why people have such a, like, instinctual reaction to defend Critical Role when they're criticized. I get it. I really do, because you're like, this is special. This is like fire in a, like, you know, this is like once in a lifetime. Like, they have so much control. Like, yes, other companies that are similar exist, drop out, that sort of stuff. But, like, just this area of the industry is so niche and specific that you want to protect it. You don't want it to be bought out, and you don't want it to become the same watered down crap that everything else is becoming. So I get that. Sure. I get that feeling of, like, you can't criticize Critical Role. It's like, you can, but, like, I get it.
You can, if it's done, and I've said this many times, just in different areas of the internet, is like, as long as you're doing it constructively and with respect, it's like we should be encouraging these conversations because it's important. Because like, how does stuff get better? Yeah, exactly.
And it's like Critical Role wants to know what we think, and they want to know the bad as well. Like they would
100%.
like to hear the criticism too, because it only serves to make their product better.
Absolutely. And like, they're not going to take it personally.
Unless you're a dick about it. They'll take it personally
unless
if you're a
an
dick
ass
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like one of the things, like right after episode 8, and I won't go too into detail about what I said. Also, I'm just going to open my can, sorry.
That was, I don't know if basically silent. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Discord probably
the end half of it got, but not the actual like opening. Cheers. What are you drinking?
This is a mother that I bought the day that I got sick, and I thought it was just a sinus infection, and it's been sitting in my fridge ever since. And like once I found out that I had glandular fever, I was like, that I'm gonna drink that when I'm like not congested anymore.
As a celebratory drink.
Today is the day.
Today is the day. I'm drinking very boring.
0 sugar.
Fanta 0 sugar pineapple because it was on sale at IGA.
Fuck it. Yeah.
And I just like to have a bubbly drink.
Yeah, you gotta have a little bit. You gotta have a drink for the hydration, a drink for the flavor, and a drink for the caffeine.
Exactly. And I got
sometimes they can be.
I got my hydration here with my Boyasha.
I got water.
I finally used those stickers I bought.
Oh, nice.
Probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I got that same cup. Nice.
I love this. You know, I know we don't say this phrase anymore because of who said it, but I still do like the concept behind the phrase.
Yeah,
of
the sentiment
don't forget
is
to love each
still
other.
There. Yeah.
He forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. But these stickers I think I bought probably 5 years ago.
Yeah, you got me a copy too. They're somewhere in here, but I don't know.
And I never used them until a couple of months ago. I was like, you know what?
We both have sticker anxiety.
Them on my Yeti. My Yeti.
Do you get like, but what if I want to put it somewhere else after I put it
somewhere?
Yeah.
And you know what? During the Christmas sale, I bought another set because I was like, they're on sale. And so now I have double.
Yeah, I've got like tons of I've got all of these, got like multiple packs of like bumper stickers that I've just never done anything with.
I kind of want to get some of the bumper stickers.
Honestly, just take some of mine. Jesus, whipped.
Yeah.
Got like fucking 7 packages of them. Yeah. I want to put I've got a Mighty Vibes sticker somewhere I want to put on my car.
Ooh. Again. Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yeah, anyway, back on track.
Back on track. You know. We're just side questing briefly.
No.
It's fine.
I think we're now at the gala.
Yeah.
Which, love that Bo was like very clearly uncomfortable in the dress. She's like, oh, this fucking sucks. But then Ford having a boob window.
So funny. Jester is, like, so real for that.
But like, and getting him pants that are like probably way too fucking tight. And Bo like, Jester got me pants that are too small from the tailor. And Bo going, I don't think she did. Like implying that Jester bought him very tight pants on purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
So funny. And I also, but yeah, I particularly I loved the boob window because it does really flip that medieval fantasy trope on its head of like putting women in stupid fuck ass clothes and stupid fuck ass armor with like way too much skin showing. It's like, no, put the buff half orc with the boob window right now. Right. 100%.
I loved it.
Love that.
And it's kind of similar to what you were saying just before, is I love that even though they put Bo in this dress and obviously she's a more masculine presenting person, it's like, her hair is still kind of giving mask.
She's still her.
They didn't sort of make it this, weird moment. It's just
she's still undeniably
she's in a dress
queer.
And she's uncomfortable.
They didn't cake a bunch of like weird makeup on her face and try to make her like ultra femme. They still let her be Bo. Just Bo in a big pink dress.
Yeah.
Or, if you prefer, Tracy.
Tracy, yeah, oh my god, I'm so glad we got a Tracy moment. I just, that whole scene was perfect. And you know what? Bo got riz like crazy.
Couple of paragraphs down, I've got a dot point that just says Bostrid, so I'm sure we'll come to that.
I'm here for it.
What a rare pair.
Oh yeah. Should start checking the tags.
One note I made here was using Bo's real name feels a little bit weird. It feels a little crazy to me, but at the same time, like when I thought about, I sat with it for a sec. I was like, it makes sense for them to lie in the campaign because that's like so standard for D&D. You're like, oh, disguise self, not me. But like with the way they've crafted this season and the way they've brought this party together, the fact that they're sort of going into it with not just like, oh, we kind of get along, let's travel together, I guess, like ragtag group of idiots, but they've got a little bit more intention to be doing good. They've got a little bit more intention of being potentially motherfucking heroes, you know? So I sort of like that they've got a little bit more intentionality to them, and they're it makes sense for Bo to use her name there, like she's using that influence that her family has. But it does make me wonder if we are going to hear about that again in the future. If we are going to arrive in fucking it's not Feldowin's where Not is from. Komodo, that's it. I was for some reason. You want to know the only thing that was coming into my head? Henry David Thoreau regard. Like a throwaway joke that Sam says in the campaign. Anyway, because like the father's name's Thoreau. Yeah. Anyway, I wonder if we're going to arrive in Komodo some seasons later, and we're going to be like, they're going to be like the her family caught word that she was at this fancy gala in Zadash.
Probably like, what the fuck?
Or maybe even like her father tries to get in contact, like sends a letter, tries to get in contact with her, being like, "Did you go to this fucking gala?" Because that could be like the thing that draws them to Komodo. But like,
because I can't remember in the campaign why do they go to Komodo? I can't remember.
Let me have a look.
Yes.
Bo's family. Oh, they travel through Komoda on their way to make a deal with Ishana.
Right. Okay. Yep.
So it's
like they weren't going there intentionally.
It's a pit stop. Like, yeah, they're heading somewhere else, but Ishana is the hag, eh? Yes. So they're on the way to do, because Komoda's not far from Feldowin. And Feldowin's where Not's from, and Ishana is a Not plot point in this campaign. So, do you think we're gonna get a Fern cameo?
That would not surprise me.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They've already put in like little bits and pieces of like C3 references.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I reckon we could easily get a Fern cameo, because like theoretically she hasn't left the Feywild yet.
Shit, yeah.
Campaign 3 spoilers.
They're 100%. They'll do that. If they get a chance to put in little Easter eggs and references, they will. Because
I love that occurred to me just then. I was like, wait.
Yeah. Because you've not watched all of Vox Machina, like the animated, yet.
I've only seen the first 2 seasons of the animated series.
Because Trent makes a cameo in, I think,
I heard,
season 3, so it's like...
Yeah, it does seem like they're really connecting them. They're really doing... I don't say Marvel Cinematic Universe in a disparaging way, but they are like connecting the universe, and I hope they continue to do it tastefully. I don't like, because, you know, we all know how sick we got of the MCU, right? We were like, this is too many things to watch. I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm because we know that it's like, it really is just the 3 campaigns, and that kind of wraps that Exandria story up. I think if they continue to do it tastefully and carefully like they've been doing it, and especially if we're going to get a Calamity movie that gives us a ton of Prime Deity, you know, Pantheon lore, I think that'd be really cool. Like, you know, wrap up. Like, it creates a connected, interwoven story that is still cohesive and complete. Yes. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of the MCU issues, like, there's just the open-ended threads that just never get tied up. Suck.
Yeah, I've never really been into the MCU, but I feel like one of the issues that they have with it is like... to understand what's going on, you have to have watched like this TV show, this movie, and it's like
It's too
I like
much.
what they've done with Mighty Nine is you don't have to have watched Legend of Vox Machina to understand what is
Yeah,
going on,
and
which
that's
I
why
really like.
it honestly makes me curious about like the potential of a Bell's Hells show, because like a lot of the criticism fans had of campaign 3 was that it was not watchable without seeing the other two campaigns. Like technically maybe it was, but you would have been missing a really massive amount of context. Even
And
like
also,
you have to have seen EXU Calamity, EXU Exandria Unlimited as well.
yeah, yeah. And again, I don't know if you want spoilers for C3. I've not finished
I
it,
don't
but
mind.
like
I know the
at the
rough,
end, they bring Vox Machina in,
and
the Mighty Nine are there, and it's like all
like
of
they're
them
they're all playing
are
like all three
interacting.
characters. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
enough clips to like know
yeah,
roughly that that's occurring, and I'm
yeah,
like, it's fun, and it's a fun way to draw like obviously because they at that point must have known like Matt seems to have been setting up a plot line like that for a while, and it
yeah.
seems like he was planning for that to be the end of the Exandria story. So I don't mind it too much because it had, like I said, intentionality behind it. It wasn't just,
Absolutely, yeah.
fucking whatever, just hand wave it, figure it out, like a lot of the MCU shit ended up being, which is like, oh, who fucking cares? Like, I can't suspend my disbelief that far. I need it to be still a cohesive story, and I think, like, most of the reason that I fell off Bell's Hells was like personal life stuff. It wasn't necessarily that I was like
Yeah,
not into the series, but it also didn't have the same magic that the Mighty Nine had for me. And I think a lot of people feel the same way, and it's because it was just like the Mighty Nine was a perfect like brand new characters, brand new continent, brand new setting. It was incepted, and it began very very separate to campaign 1, and then later they started to lay those little connections in.
yeah.
It felt like they started doing those connections too early for Bell's Hells. I think it should have been completely fresh. Like, I think you could, like, you can sort of get away with the EXU characters because it was a mini series. Like, I can,
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I would have preferred an entirely new party.
Yeah.
Just personally, like again, I don't think either is better or worse. It's just like I would have
It's just
felt
different, yeah.
I would have felt more engaged by a brand new party.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
like I think it should have just been a lot less connected to campaign 1 or 2 until much later in the series, like they did with campaign 2. Because campaign 2, like, one of the first like real connective points we get is Allura, and that's like late campaign.
Yeah.
And
And
I
even
think
then, you don't have to really know what that story in C1 was like,
exactly
because I didn't at that point in time. I
no,
just knew they were from that, but
yeah,
it
yeah,
was, I
but
could still piece it together, right? Easy
but
enough.
and it's one of those. It's like almost like it's partially what they've been doing with the animated series, which is they're laying in these little details that are tiny little call outs to campaign fans for campaign fans to recognize, but you
Mhm.
don't have to have seen the campaign to understand the detail. It's
Yeah,
just an
yeah,
extra layer of context if you have seen the campaign, but it doesn't detract from the story in any way. And it feels like it happened so early in Bell's Hells that it did detract from the story a little bit. And I
yeah.
also, to be fair, hugely turned off by like the fandom at that point in time. I was like unbelievably frustrated by people who were, at least in my eyes, functionally shipping players, not characters.
Mm.
Laura. Sorry, I'm still sick.
Anyway,
Sorry.
let's not get ourselves cancelled. So
I don't care
back
anymore.
to
It's
the
fiction.
Mighty Nine.
I'm gonna call out weird
Molly's
behavior.
very fair. Molly
Anyway.
is in the cart.
I'm getting us in trouble.
Yeah, that's why I'm sidestepping.
Am I wrong though?
I'm just here for a good time.
I plead the fifth.
I'm here for a good time. Anyways, so we're on
I
the
speak
cart.
for myself
Molly...
only. Don't cancel Jim. Just cancel me.
So we're on the cart. Trying to like bring you back, dude, is like impossible.
Sorry. I'm silly goofy.
It's fine. it's part of the whimsy. It's part of the vibes.
Chaos
And I
crew.
hope if anyone is watching this, they're
The
laughing
3
along with
people.
us. Yeah, our 3 fans. Anyways, we're on the cart.
Yeah.
Molly is on the cart.
Yeah.
And
This is another
Jester's
moment
getting
of
out of the cart.
Molly being the glue of the group, knowing exactly what to say to get Jester to sort of puff up a bit, get a bit more confident.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like in a similar, like it's a little bit similar to what Ford just tells her, being like, you're fine on your own. You don't need him. Like, I think you're pretty cool without the Traveler. Like, he might be cool as well, but you're cool on your own.
Exactly. And he says one of my favorite lines in this season is go be you. You know, just go be you. And I feel like that encapsulates this whole party, and sort of what's so great about it as well is like they're just a bunch of chuckle fucks trying to get through the world. They're trying to do good. But, you know, they're very authentically themselves.
Yeah, and it's when they are being themselves and letting their true selves and their skills shine that they excel. It's honestly, it's often when they are trying to suppress themselves that they end up, like, fucking around and doing something stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like, you know, I can't think of any specific moment. I'm sure I might be able to later, but, like, it definitely sort of, in my mind, feels like the more they try to pretend to be what they think they're supposed to be, the more they try to, like, fulfill that part, you know, adventuring party protector role, like, the worse it goes for them, because they are trying to perform the wrong thing. Like, it's like, you don't need to perform, you just need to be. Like, you guys are inherently good people. You are, you know, I mean, just as chaotic neutral, but she does still, you know, want the best for people, the best for the people that she cares about, and she wants, and that's not necessarily even just her friends, but, like, because she bonds with people on an instant. Like, she'll pass someone in the street and be like, hey, I want to help you. Like, you seem like you need help, you know? Very empathetic.
I love her so much.
Yeah, and I just really like that sort of, you know, like, yeah, go be you, because that's the only correct way to be.
Yeah, and again, like, we'll talk about this towards the end more, but just, it's gonna hurt so bad. Yeah. It's gonna hurt so bad. Why are they making me love him like 20 times more than I did in the campaign?
Because they're trying to hurt you.
Honestly rude, but also I respect it.
We're 52 minutes in and we're like 5 scenes in.
Yeah, I knew this was doing so well.
But listen, this was a very good episode. It was a very good season. I think we knew the final episode was going to be a bit of a fuckily mess, so that's why we were like, let's record tomorrow.
Who cares? Who cares?
This is why we pushed it off till tomorrow.
3 people are going to watch this anyway.
So we could let it be a bit of a fuckily mess and it would still be mostly okay.
I agree 100%. Lucky we didn't try to do both in one episode, honestly.
Oh, yeah. The next scene is just like a very quick dip into the gala. We don't need to spend too much time here. This episode, like, especially as I feel like we're worried about, it's 52 minutes in and we're only like 5 or 6 scenes in, but to be fair, the tail half of the episode is like one scene and it's just like chopping and like moving inside, outside, battle, mage, magic, fucking, you know, it's like chaos. So much going on.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not too crazy, but yeah, the next scene is like a very brief dip into the gala. We have, like, one of my dot points is like a super casual display of racism, like the people talking to Trent, like, oh, I heard about that awful crick attack at the border, like throwing slurs out and shit.
It's just, and the beacon is just like on display, which is like kind of crazy considering what it is.
Yeah, like they're like at this point just flaunting the fact that they stole it.
Yeah, and I didn't realize until my rewatch that Trent is being awarded something. Like, he's getting some
congratulations.
Award. I didn't.
You killed a bunch
for some
of
reason, that
cricks.
went over my head the first time, and so it's just like, oh my god, the shit people do for the sake of like power is just like insane.
Oh, it's fucked. I'm trying to. I've got the timeline open here. Hold on, let me just want to see if I can find. If I can find the first mention of Trent, I should be able to. No, because like Trent is at the Harvest Fest in the campaign, right? They do run into him very briefly, but I don't remember what he's there for.
I don't know. Is that or is that later on where they're at some? Maybe it's something else, but they cross paths with him again later on, and he's being like real creepy to Yasha. Or is
Yeah.
that later? That must be later.
Maybe it's when they're back in
Yeah.
Zadash. Yeah, because the Harvest Festival isn't until they get back to Zadash after Shady Creek Run.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, they've kind of just condensed that all down, so the Harvest Fest is happening like before they leave Zadash the first time.
Yeah, which I kind of like what they did with that. I feel
I
like
think.
it
Or is
makes
that no?
sense.
Wait, the Hazel Festival, is that the same fucking thing? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Maybe I'm so wrong.
Your face right now.
Anyway, but regardless, I'll look at that up later. I mean, we'll also find out in the
When we
in
do
a
our
rewatch as well.
rewatch.
We do. It's been so long. Like every now and again, I get a very like I'll remember something really specific, and I'm like, how do I remember that? But I feel like a lot of the broad details are gone.
Yeah, same. My memory of it is quite
Oh
bad.
no, Harvest Close Festival's before they leave Zadash, but I don't
Okay,
know
okay.
exactly
There must be
what.
something else they go to and they cross paths with Trent. But yeah, after that scene, we're back to the cart again, and we get another really lovely Molly moment, but this time with Not, where they're death flagging Molly like crazy throughout this whole season.
They really are saying like, you cannot tell us that we did not foreshadow. You cannot tell us that this is unexpected.
How many times has he pulled the death card at this point? Like,
so
I know
many,
that
but,
doesn't
like,
always mean death literally, but like, come on.
But I feel like that's part of the foreshadowing, right? Which is like, because he doesn't really die. He is reborn in a sense. You know, spoilers.
But Molly,
But Molly, the version of Molly we
gone.
know,
Yeah.
does die. But like, it's very like Phoenix coded. You know, it's very like, to ash into something new kind of thing.
And he even has a phoenix tattoo. So
yeah. I'm curious as to whether like he'll still have a tattoo for Yasha. I guess we'll find out. God.
Dude. And I have thoughts we can discuss.
Yeah.
At the
Also,
end.
handing not the button, brutal. Get fucked. That hurt.
Yeah.
Ow.
And he even says, in case this goes tits up, like, I want to give you this to remember me.
Yeah.
Again with the death flagging, that's gonna come up later, 100%.
Good Lord,
and it's
bro.
just, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
And then my last up point is the insanely poor luck of crossing paths with Vess right there too. Campaign fans know why that's bad news bears. Like, new fans would be like, oh, these guys are crossing paths. Whoa, what's that about? And like all of us are going, no, bad.
It's like that Umbrella Academy meme, where they're like cross paths in the car and they're like,
yeah.
It's what it reminded me of. Except Molly doesn't.
Yeah, Molly just doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's just like vibing.
Yeah, because he's never seen her before that he can remember. I do wonder if any fans kind of like piece together the connection before this, because we do see Molly with the eyes on his skin, and we have seen Vess with eyes on her skin as well.
I think surely, like, they've done a pretty good job of theming all of that stuff, like, very visually in theme. Like, when he's in that house in Zadash, there is like the candelabra with 9 eyes behind him. Like, it's very, it's I don't want to say ham-fisted, like, because it's not. They're still doing it very well. It's intricately laid, but you can't say it's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh, they're doing way too much foreshadowing. I'm like, but that's how you actually write a story. You are supposed to foreshadow. You're supposed to be able to connect those narrative threads, because that's what makes it satisfying for the people who guess it. And even if people don't guess it, they still get a bit of a whoa twist.
Exactly.
Like, it frustrates me. Like, I feel like we've talked about like the watering down of like modern media a little bit. It definitely, I feel like that is part of it. A lot of people have suddenly become really averse to the idea of foreshadowing and laying those narrative threads before, and then when like, because like Yellow Jackets almost, right? Like, I feel like I'm not as familiar with the Yellow Jackets plot, but I feel like that's the better example than The Last of Us, which is that it seems like for seasons we've been like watching them lay these narrative threads, and people have got these theories and stuff like that. And if a fan happens to be correct, I feel like all of a sudden the writer's like, all right, we have to scrap it, write something new because they guessed it. And it's like, no.
Which is,
If they guessed
means
it,
you're
then
writing
you
a good
did your job.
story.
You did your job.
Exactly.
You actually laid the foundation for that to come to fruition. And if they guessed the ending, that means you did it well. You've crafted the narrative properly. And the thing is like, yes, it's a little bit, I understand as a writer, can be a little bit frustrating for someone to guess the twist ending, right? You want at least some people to be surprised, but some people will still be surprised.
People will still be surprised no matter what.
There's varying reactions people can have to that sort of thing, and there are some people like me who find a lot of satisfaction and joy in being able to connect those narrative threads early. It's not going to make me stop watching the show because I want to see if I'm right. And if I'm right, I'm going to feel like, yes, that's fucking awesome.
You feel like a genius.
So it's like...
And the other thing is...
You can still have a twist ending with some people guessing it. It's okay.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, kind of similar topic to that, is I feel like a lot of television and movies are written these days with the assumption that someone's going to be on their couch watching this while scrolling their phone. They're not paying attention, but they still want to be able to understand what's going on.
The story, yeah.
But it's just like everything is just getting so like spoon-fed, like too much.
Way too much. And I think that this is the one that like The Last of Us makes the perfect example for, which is like, I think, did we talk about it in the last episode? Or we might have talked about it in Beacon, I think. I think we talked about it in Beacon, where I was like, you and I, we got tickets to The Last of Us season 2 premiere earlier this year, so we got to see the first episode, like, it was like maybe like 2 weeks before it aired, like not super long.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
It was like a couple of weeks, and you were really, like, to be fair, good episode. The cinematography was beautiful. The acting was great. I can't fault them for the first episode by itself, but I remember telling you that instinctual gut reaction to the cold open of, oh, this is not going to go well. Oh, I already feel like this is on a bad path, because it's just, we are being spoon-fed Abby's motivation immediately. And
right out the gate.
And it takes, like, all of the impact out of that scene. Like,
it's like, I can see why they did it that way, but they should have made it more subtle and left it at that, because later on, when she does the thing, it's like she's monologuing through the whole thing, and you're like, now it's getting a bit too much. Like, just...
Yeah, I like it.
Anyways,
it is
episode was good though.
Yeah, just like, don't want to spend too long on it, but like, for me, like, what makes that scene so impactful is not the violence, it is not the gore, it's not the loss of a beloved character. It is the mystery of like, who the fuck is this person? What does she have against me? Why does she hate me? Like, or why does she hate Ellie? What is her problem? That, like, it is that unknown. It's the fear and like what has happened, the confusion, you know, like that, I think, is what makes, in the game at least, that scene crazy impactful, because you're like, who the fuck is
like,
this
holy
crazy bitch?
Shit, what is happening? What is
like,
going on?
And it's one of those things where it's like, it plays on your like sense of safety a little bit, because you think Joel is a main character. He's not the main character. Ellie's the main character, to be very abundant. For any fucking mouth-breathing gamer bros, Ellie has always been the main fucking character. Joel is a main character, but Ellie has always been the focus of the fucking narrative. You expect him to be safe, because you're like, the protagonist survives, generally. And I liked that twist and that unknown and that mystery. That's what made the game so impactful and powerful for me. And the show just fucking ripped all of that power out of the swing. And it no longer, it wasn't a steel chair. It was like I'm like, that sucks.
Anyways, back to the Mighty.
But again, like I feel I sound like I'm going tangenty, but like I'm specifically talking about. I know I'm specifically talking about it when you compare it again. When you compare it to what the Mighty Nine is, what Critical Role has done with the Mighty Nine, it is like night and day.
Yeah,
right.
100%,
it is so
100%.
much more engaging. Anyway, moving on.
So we're back at the gala, and Ford is freaking out because they can't get to Trent.
Yeah, I love this. My note is Ford panicking and Bo just getting on with it.
Yeah, which is it's really fun representation of like their dynamic a bit as well. And we see that grow and change as they sort of get closer as well.
And and I think that's sort of the thing that Bo is going to impart on Ford a little bit throughout the series, right? The no use in panicking, put your head down, get on with it.
Yep.
No use in flailing and going, what do we do? What do we do? Just do it.
Just make it happen. And her new plan
is great.
Cut to Jester before we get back to it. And then we cut to not. Jester and then not. And then
very brief stop for Jester scaling the wall. The only note I really have here is I really like the flavor of using the lollipop.
So fun. Very D&D.
Big reminder, Jester had a strength of 16 in the campaign. She do have muscles.
She was the second strongest character.
Like after Yasha,
After
right?
Yasha. Yeah. After Yasha.
To be frank, Bo, she is a monk. Monks are dex built.
It's all agility.
It's agility, not necessarily like harsh muscle. Though I think she's still in the positives.
She's got lean muscle. She's got lean muscle.
Yeah.
But not like beefy muscle. And we also get more of Not and her fear of water, which
her strength at level 10 her strength at level 20 is still 10. It's just it's a flat 10.
Baby girl.
Anyway, sorry. Back on track.
Yeah, so we get more Not moments in her sort of like fear of water, sort of while she's navigating through the sewers. And they're really making it obvious.
Yeah.
That she hates water.
We've
had so many shots of
reflection moment.
Yeah. Pretty. So that's kind of like a recurring imagery throughout the show is sort of seeing her reflection in the water.
It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like the again, the artistry of like the water and the way the water moves, her reflection, it makes me like emo. I don't know why. I'm just like,
because it's sad. That's why.
Yeah. And I also like she walks away like going, I can't do this. You can reply to this message, and Caleb sort of like comforting her, but also sort of giving her a boot up the ass. Like, I know it's scary, like validating her feelings. I know it's scary. I know it's going to be hard, but you have to.
Yeah.
Or we're fucked. I sort of like that because it doesn't just provide a bit of comfort, but it also sort of sets the stakes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Then back to the gala, our first look at Tracy. Which is Bo's glam rich bitch persona.
Oh, yeah. And she's just like laying on the Riz like crazy. And Astrid is pushing back. And it's like not until Bo leaves that we get the Debbie Ryan moment, which is just... it's just so good. And I was I spent way too long thinking about this from like Astrid's perspective, right? Because she's been in part of this cult for like since she's like 15, 16. And I kind of thought I made myself sad thinking about it too much, being like, when would she ever have anyone coming up to her, kind of like flirting with her, having a bit of fun? Like, probably never has that. So I made myself sad. I thought way too deeply about it.
Well, I also think it's kind of I appreciate it because it's just another really casual display of queerness that isn't gimmicky. It isn't a joke. It isn't cheapened by anything. It's just completely normal for a woman to go up and flirt with another woman at this gala. Nobody's like, because in our world, you think about like, especially if we think about a fantasy setting that is more realistic to Earth, right? That would be like taboo, like so fucking taboo, like the lesbians,
especially
it's
in
like
that
the
setting.
secretive, yeah. So it's like, again, super refreshing for it to just be super normal. Like Bo feels like she knows she can just walk up to this girl and hit on her, and it's fine.
Totally fine.
I'm pretty sure,
like some of the background characters as well are like queer
Oh, yeah.
couples.
I said
Which
that
is
in one of the
great.
first episodes. Like, the diversity of the background characters are fucking awesome. Like, they're really making it a quite, like, queerness and diversity such a normalized part of the world.
Mm.
Which is, like, again, I appreciate because I don't know if I've said this exactly in these words in an episode before, but there is absolutely no reason that homophobia needs to exist in a fantasy world. There is
Agreed,
absolutely
100%.
And it's like, I know the same argument can be made for, like, racism. We don't necessarily need to have it, but, like, because it was part of the campaign and it's part of the overall storytelling, there is a point to be made. Like,
Yeah.
racism exists to make the point that racism is fucking bad. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, I do understand, like, I know some people of color have had frustrations with that, especially given the Critical Role cast is quite white. But I do still appreciate the effort they put into that kind
Yeah,
of,
I feel like
it is just fucking normal and nobody's questioning it, and that's it. We're not even going to fucking address it.
Yep.
There's
good.
there's no
Refreshing.
labels. There's no labels.
which
There's
I
no like fucking queer discourse. People are just people and they like what they like and nobody fucking cares. That is just
Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah.
Juicy.
One of my dot points here was also, as cringe as it seems, you can tell Bo knows exactly what she's doing. She gets what she needs. She gets what she needs to do done, and she gets out. She doesn't overstay.
She's efficient. She is so efficient.
She just leaves. And this is also
we've
the moment.
seen her successfully flirt. Sorry, you go.
No, we see. I know where you're going with that. We've seen her successfully flirt, so it's going to be hysterical when she just goes on her face in front of Yasha.
Like, it's gonna be like flirting with a brick wall, man.
She's gonna be like,
I'm so excited.
Hey, you hold me through the show?
I can't wait. Or if we'll get something similar to that watch they do together, and Yasha's just starts talking about grass. And you're like, oh, girl.
Oh, you know what conversation I'm really
great.
excited for? I kill my whole family, I throw you under a bridge.
Because that joke could still work because Yasha wasn't there for the conversation.
So good. Anyway, again, so sidetracked. We're an
Tangent.
hour and 11 in.
It's all good. We're getting there.
I feel like we're having, even on our tangents, we're still having pretty good, productive discussions about, like, relevant-ish things. Most of the time.
Sure. Most of the time.
This is also the moment that Astrid first reveals to Trent that Bren is alive and present.
And
so, like,
the
this
glee
is the
on that man's face.
But it's also, like, it's interesting that this is the moment that the loyalty runs out. Like, it does show that there is still, like, a level of conditioning in Astrid and Airwolf. They are still, as much as they want to provide loyalty or, like, give loyalty to Bren first, there is still loyalty to Trent there. They still can't fully extricate themselves. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Trent clearly being, like, obsessed with the idea of getting Brent back, and also Bren back, and then also
Brent.
The fact that Trent almost immediately clocks that the beacon's in danger.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you get that to the Zorbaspire.
Smart. Like, he was on point. He immediately calls Caleb Little Spark, which I was like,
cunt.
Ew, yucky, icky.
Manipulative.
Just not feel nice at all.
Yeah. And I really liked to see, like, again, like, we had Ford's moment of panic earlier, like, what do we do? And Bo's like, get on with it. And then we get that moment of Ford locking in and seeing his ability, like, his strategization in, like, he's smart enough to know that Caleb would be a massive distraction to Trent.
Yeah.
He's like,
which
okay,
is clever.
So I know what to do, right? I really like that. Again, I think I mentioned it in the last episode, getting to see Travis strategize in those sorts of moments when he was playing a giant himbo in campaign 1, so all he could really do was swing hammer, smash skulls,
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and it's one of my favorite kind of like musical cues in this, probably in the season actually, is that obviously at this point in time we think it's Caleb and we think Trent is seeing Caleb for the first time, and there's this like swell of like the waltz music in the background, and
catch
it's
each
like
other's eyes, and it's like I think it's like almost like a
epic.
rotating shot, like or a dolly
I think
shot.
it's like a zoom in. We
like a
get like
dolly
a
shot, yeah.
shot of Caleb, and then the waltz music swells in the background, and it's just
Really,
it was just so good.
The cinematography of it all is just incredible.
Delicious
So
cinema.
I like obsessed with Critical Role, just seeking out and finding the most talented fucking people to work on this show with them.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like the music is so good.
We've not talked much about the music actually, but I love the like electronic kind of Tron vibes they're bringing into it, because it's the same composer as Legend of Vox Machina.
And I think like the point I'd make there is, as someone who's studied audio and is like, you know, it's a dustier skill now for me. Like I'm definitely more in the media comms stuff now, but I did a diploma of audio production and like did a little bit of study of like soundscaping and design and stuff like that. And my opinion is like the fact that it's something that we haven't even noted, I think is an indicator of how good it is, because it blends so well. It creates such a cohesive moment that you aren't separating it from the animation, or you're not separating it from the emotion. It is all just one experience. I really enjoy that. Because like I can't even tell you like a moment of like, you know, like a specific like the waltz I remember vaguely, but like it's just well crafted that it is such a cohesive thing. I'm not even like thinking about like, oh, the OST is like really awesome here. It's just like such a whole package. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I will say, this is a slight side tangent. I kind of spoiled for myself how this season would end, because they released the full score like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I listened to it all. And the final song, the final track on the album is the kind of, I think it's called Last Stand or something, and it's all good and epic, but the very end of it is like the Yasha musical cue. And so I was listening to that and I was like, yeah, this is going to end on a Yasha cliffhanger, just based off the music, which I think is also a sign of how well done it is, right? Like that it's kind of and like using those musical cues.
We're not talking about this part of the show yet, but I feel like I want to note for anybody listening, please take note of all the praise we have for this show right now, because there will be criticisms incoming. Some
they're on the way.
They're on the way, but like ultimately, like in a very general sense, my qualms have absolutely nothing to do with the way the show was adapted. If I look at the show in a vacuum, I think it's like a fucking masterclass of an adaptation. Like Craig Mazin, take fucking notes. Like it is incredibly well done. And my issue is that, like, because I know parts of the fandom have just like an unbelievable lack of media literacy, my frustration is the way they're going to react. It's not an issue with the show. It's an issue with people not being able to grasp the complexity of the show and the work that is going into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We'll get there.
This is probably going to be a long episode, but I think people understand.
There's a lot to talk about.
Future stuff.
Yeah.
Back to
We're
Inside
back to
now.
The sewers.
Oh, I scrolled down too far. Sorry, my bad.
We're back to the sewers and
not using her buttons of bravery.
Of water. Yeah,
and it's like shin deep water, and you're like, oh, baby girl.
But it's like the fact that even though the water is so shallow, it's still such a trigger.
Yeah, it shows. It's like it is very clearly a phobia. It's not like I don't like getting wet. It's a phobia. She's like, I can't do it. And I do get it to a degree. Like I have a little bit of like thalassophobia, like the giant, especially the giant mechanical underwater stuff.
Yeah, creepy. And it's like knowing what happened to her. You're like,
Oh, yeah. I can't think about it too much because like it's like I feel like it's like that autistic empathy of like I am too good at imagining what it would be like to be in that scenario, and I start freaking out. I'm like,
It's
Oh,
scary.
I hate it. I hate
it's
it.
not good.
Ooh,
And
anyway.
spoilers for. I'm not gonna say exactly what happens, but something not great happened. And she says a really interesting line here. She's sort of like talking to herself, trying to hype herself up, and she says this line, "They'll die because of you. Like if you don't do this." And I also wonder if that's also like a bit
Oh,
of a
I
kind of
think that
hint
is
into
her.
her backstory.
That is her thinking about what she had to do to save. Spoiler, save Yeza and Luke.
Mhm.
It's
I
hard.
still
It's rough.
wonder. I still wonder if she actually thinks they're dead in the show at this point in time.
Oh, I think it'd be interesting, and I think it would make a really emotional moment for them to arrive in Felderlin and for us to see her realize that Luke is alive.
Oh my god,
Like
I
it
almost
will
want to
be,
cry thinking about that right now.
it'll be an emotionally devastating moment if they do. So, like, I'm curious to
Yeah.
see.
I feel like there's been so many references to her losing someone she used to know, and I feel like that would also explain why she's off doing stuff. Because obviously in a D&D game, you're like, well, you have to be gone
Yeah,
doing the adventuring, but like in a show, I feel like it would make more sense for her to be gone if she thinks they're gone, like
yeah. There's
dead,
nothing
right?
for her in Felderlin. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's gonna
craziness.
be emotionally devastating whenever we get to that, and I feel like that one's gonna hit me
Yeah.
a lot.
And this is really the part of the episode where it starts to like chop and change a lot because like in this table, because I took my notes in a table, it still says sewers, but one of my dot points is just as almost at the top of the tower because we're going
Mm.
sewers inside sewers gala sewers, it's just like back and forth. But yeah, just as almost at the top of the tower, plans is seems to be coming together. Maybe we're going to be
Yeah.
successful. But then we flash back inside. Trent manages to isolate Caleb. Jester reaches the top. Bo distracts Astrid, running for Trent and
Well,
Caleb up on the
Astrid
balcony.
notices
Bo running.
Bo
Yeah.
running off, and she leaves Wolf with
Well,
the
she
beacon,
doesn't.
and she goes after Bo.
She doesn't intentionally distract Astrid, but it does distract Astrid, which I think
It
is
does,
important
yeah.
because it leaves Ed Wolf alone to take the beacon away to the Zorbaspire, which is ultimately a mistake because he then leaves it alone, and that starts. Anyway, craziness.
Oh yeah.
I really liked Jester repeating Bo. It's all in the quads as she tried to like amp herself up for that jump.
I
Like,
loved that
I don't
too.
need the Traveler, I just need myself.
Hmm.
And then, unfortunately, luckily, the dickhead shows up right on time.
It's really interesting reading what new fans are saying about the Traveler, because right now a lot of them don't like him. They're like, who is this guy? Why is he being an ass?
I think they're doing that intentionally. I think that is kind of
Yeah.
the point. Like, I think they are intentionally trying to show that the Traveler, as much as he does, in a way, he does love Jester. Like, I don't want to discount that, but he is ultimately for his own self-interest. He is there to have fun. He's there, like, he's got his own agenda. And I think that, like, Jester's, like, I think they're going to, it seems to me like they're doing, they're going to be setting up, like, a bit of a plot line there for, like, Jester's blind trust in this guy. Being, like, because that is a theme in the campaign, no? Like, the party's like, hey, like, we agree that the Traveler exists, like, because at a certain point they've seen him, and they're like, yeah, so the Traveler exists, but, like, he's not being very nice to you.
Oh,
He's not
and we've
treating
seen
you
that.
very well. He's, like,
Yeah.
not showing up when you call him, like, and as much as, like, most prime deities don't show up in a direct way like he does, the fact that he was showing up really consistently and then just fucking stopped is weird. Like,
It is weird.
and it definitely almost feels like a little bit like there's going to be a bit of a self-worth plot point there for Jester, because that is part of, that is, we're seeing little crumbs of that too, like the I'm stupid,
Yeah.
like, don't call my friend stupid, that's a bit of a self-worth thing. I don't know. I'm curious to see if they go in depth with that. I think it would be cool because it does kind of.
Will.
It also does kind of have a interesting interesting implications in terms of like religion and faith too, because like spoilers, like the whole idea of the Traveler in the campaign. Like, originally Jester was incepted as a warlock because the Traveler's an archfey. He's not actually a god. But because Ford wanted to play, or Travis had the idea for a warlock, Jester, Laura was like, fine, I'll switch. And so she turned Jester into a cleric, and sort of, I think, pitched the idea to Matt of like her, like, you know, pure, unadulterated belief in the Traveler is what sort of created his godlike powers, what allows her to be a cleric for him, which I think is a really cool, if they do choose to explore that angle in the show, is a really cool way to do it, because functionally the Traveler's not the one bringing the power. Jester is the one creating the power by having a pure belief in him, right? So it's like, really, Jester's the fucking powerful one.
It's all her, baby. Yeah.
Like, he is
and
an
I can't
archfey,
wait for her to
and he can
kind of realize that.
But she's like, she's the one really amplifying that power in a massive way. So like, I really kind of hope they dig into that. Maybe not heaps, but at least a little bit. It'd be cool.
I feel like they will, because they sort of laid the groundwork for that already, right? Like, we've got Molly, you know, everyone's trying to inspire Jester, you know, go be you. So they're sort of laying that narrative thread already.
You don't need the Traveler. You've got the power, homie. You've got it.
Yeah.
You're the one bringing the source. Exactly. And I also, I liked that we got the shot of the Traveler symbol, the doorway and the path. Yes. I thought that was really cool.
TravelerCon is going to be epic.
Oh, Rumblecusp is going to be beautiful. Oh, I've just remembered about...
About what?
Name? I just remembered about... I can't remember the name of the character, and I don't want to say the only other indicator, because it's a huge spoiler for Vox Machina, and...
We've definitely talked about it on this podcast before.
Villia. So that'll be cool as well. I'm really excited for that. That's another one of those small connections to campaign 1 that is a nice nod for the campaign, or a nice nod for people who've watched campaign 1, but isn't, you know, not understandable for people who haven't. Like I was saying earlier, a nice connection that doesn't alienate people.
Yeah, and I feel like whenever we get this arc in the Mighty Nein, Legend of Vox Machina will be finished.
Yes.
By that point, and I feel like we could get a little Keyleth Easter egg as well, in like maybe when she goes back through and we see the silhouette of
Sam. I think Sam, like, not is one of the only characters. I don't know if the other characters see it, but like, I think Matt describes to Sam specifically as Villia walks through, like, she does like a tree walk, which is like a very a spell that Keyleth uses a ton in campaign 1. Matt like narrates Sam seeing Villia walk through the tree portal and seeing like a big wreath of leaves and antlers. Yes. Like, he doesn't get like too in depth, but like it's
enough.
See Keyleth. I think that'll be a really cool.
I reckon they'll definitely do something
connection.
Like
I feel like it's going to be like a very brief glimpse of like the coat, the what is it called, the mantle of leaves, the antlers, and like a crow probably.
Oh,
a raven, like.
Yeah.
Not a crow, a raven. Two different things.
I know what you meant, yeah. Oh dear. This show's... I'm not gonna survive this show emotionally, dude.
But like, that's good. Please hit me. Punch, like,
make
destroy
me.
I want emotional damage.
I love shit that makes me cry. Like,
because it means they're doing their job.
Yeah.
I want you to emotionally devastate me. That's what I'm asking for.
Please. I want to feel something.
Oh, so good. And then
we're back at the gala, I think.
Yeah.
Now.
Trent realizing he doesn't actually have Bren. He's got Ford.
Some guy at this piece just like, who the fuck is this guy? And Trent wants Caleb bad.
Desperately.
Like, at this point, everything else is out of his mind. The beacon, whatever. He's like, I want Caleb.
It's like, how many times have I said it's going to be part of his downfall? His obsession with Bren is becoming his weakness. Because he's like, he's my prize student. It's like the one that got away. He's like,
Yeah.
it's the one that
Yeah.
escaped the cult. It's like it's almost like I feel like Trent's almost obsessed with him because it feels like a point of failure for him. You know, he's like, this fucking guy got out. No, I'm more powerful. I'm smarter. I can get him back in. And it's like,
and he was the favorite too, so it's like,
if Trent were actually smart, if he weren't like, you know, so full of himself and a lust for power, he would understand the smartest thing to do would be to kill Bren. You need, like, the smartest thing for you to do is to eliminate that threat. But he's so cocky, he's like, no, I can get him back in. I can convince him back in. That is going to be part of your downfall, my guy.
But bad.
Part of your downfall, my guy. You are your own destruction, and that is, again, well-crafted, well-written villain.
It's going to be glorious, that's for sure.
And then I also love the, like, it's like the perfect time for the fireworks to go off. It reminds me of that moment in Calamity where it's like the start of I think it's like the start of the last episode, and they're waiting for shit to go off. Like, all the player characters are like, so this was a series that was doomed from the start. Like, we all expected to die. Like, this is that kind of one-shot series. So, and then Brennan's like, outside you hear, and he's like doing explosions, and the party's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And Brennan's like, the firework display has started.
Brennan is like
such a fake out, and they're all like, oh, and like Lou like walks away from the table. It reminded me of that moment for some reason, of like, it feels like the campaign fans were like, where are the Kryn? Where are the Kryn? Where are the Kryn? It's about to pop off, like they're about to come in and steal this beacon. And it happens way later than I was expecting, because the fireworks, I was expecting the fireworks to be the Kryn, but I was like, oh, it's the fucking fireworks.
Well, right before that, we get Astrid and Bo fighting, combating. We get this great moment of Bo ripping the dress off, and she's wearing her monk outfit underneath, which I just really love that a lot. Like, she was ready. She's
black shorts underneath, like, me in high school, like, I don't want to wear my fucking tunic. Like, this is the most uncomfortable I've ever been. I'm gonna wear shorts underneath every single day. I don't give a shit if I get in trouble.
Reminds me of that. And we have this moment of, like, Astrid is about to kill Bo, essentially. Trent's about to kill Ford. And that's when the fireworks come in and save the day, because it causes an explosion.
It's very Mighty Nein. Like, it's very, like, luckily everything is sort of coalescing right at the correct moment to create pure, unadulterated fucking chaos, you know?
It's just glorious. And I kind of loved... And, I mean, it's kind of good that... I mean, I love that it was Jester the one kind of setting off those fireworks, because it's so Jester.
Bo wouldn't have shot those fireworks into the fucking gala. That's a Jester move. Why did she even decide to do that?
Like,
because she's chaotic neutral. I think
love
like
her so much.
one of the reasons I say this so often, I'm sure I'm like just repeating myself over and over again, but I think one of the reasons Jester is such a compelling character is because she's actually chaotic neutral. She doesn't particularly give a shit if she harms people that she doesn't care about. That is very chaotic neutral. Chaotic good is much more like... Chaotic good is the vibe of the Mighty Nein in general. Like, they will fuck around, people might get hurt, but they are ultimately trying to do good. They're not trying to harm people. Jester, like, Laura's very good at writing that line of, like, she does want the best for the people she cares about, but she's pretty willing to just dismiss whatever happens to people she doesn't know. She's like, oh, who cares? I don't fucking care.
Just so
I don't know you. And I think that's again another really cool, like, complex part of her character that she does grow out of a little bit, like maturing out of that, especially because she's like so interested in Ford, and Ford is very like noble, do good kind of character. I think it's quite an interesting dynamic, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
I really like it.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I also love first, friend is a strong word. Second, suck my dick.
Yeah. Great moment. And something else I noted is and I don't know if this is actually significant or not, but I thought it was interesting. Astrid takes note that Bo is a soul monk, and she goes, Cobalt soul.
Interesting, yeah.
Interesting. And so I wonder if that's going to come up again between Caleb and...
Oh yeah, I think they're really laying the foundation for a lot of complexity there, like the political, you know, tension and stuff like that, with like Tasha's execution, and I think they're going to really ramp up that not the beef, but the tension between the Empire twins. Like, I don't know if we're going to get Bolgate exactly, but I think we're still going to get that vibe of like we're both walking in the same direction, but both of us are struggling to trust each other. And I am really, really iffy about the choices you're making, and you are, you know, Bo, I think especially is like you keep seemingly making decisions that are really in your own interest, like trying to get new spells, trying to get amass more power, and Bo is very much like, this doesn't seem like a team effort. What's going on? And Caleb is like, you aren't smart enough to understand my reasoning, but she is. He's just being dismissive. So I think it's like, and
it's so delicious.
That slow travel towards trust is going to be great.
Yeah, I really hope we get something akin to Bolgate. I know it's like a controversial moment amongst the fandom, but it's like they should keep it, or some aspect of it, because I think it's important to kind of show that as well.
Oh, absolutely. Like they are they're not exactly a mirror of each other, but there are elements that they mirror in each other, and that's why they butt heads. I think, you know, like they're brash. They both, you know, they're both lone wolves, and then they both turn around and criticize each other for being lone wolves, and you're like, all right, pot kettle black.
Idiots.
Come on, guys.
Freaking idiots.
But yeah, I'm excited to see, again, like, how many times can we say it's the complexity that makes it so engaging?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Another quick drop in with Molly. He pulls that fucking death card again.
That bloody card, man.
Looks like
death
it's going to
be... Death flagging.
My dot point says, pulls the death card. This looks like it's going to be a theme, eh?
I wonder why.
Whoa. And then, like,
even...
Vess, question mark, new fans would be like, what the fuck? And we're like, oh no.
So bad. This whole moment was just like...
Can I say, though, I find this curious. Vess, in this moment, says, I killed you. Vess remembers killing Lucian, but earlier episode, Kree goes, does this mean the ritual was a success? Which sort of indicates that they killed Lucian on... Spoilers! They killed Lucian... I forgot about... This is a very big spoiler. But, like, yeah, Kree goes, does it mean it was... Like, I'm sort of curious as to how, like, there feels like there's a little bit of confusion there. Was Lucian killed purposefully as part of a ritual to try and fulfill some purpose for the Nonagon, or was did Vess kill Lucian under a guise of a ritual to try and get rid of him so that she could become the Nonagon? Like, because it feels as though, like, in the campaign, it seemed like it was very purposeful. Like, they killed Lucian for a reason. He was trying to become something, in a sense. Does that make sense? Like, at Kree's, like, does that mean it worked? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
I'm curious to see...
So that's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see, like, where that goes. In the campaign,
that whole plot is
in the campaign, greeting Mollymark in a strong embrace, Krieg revealed that it had been 2 years since they'd last seen each other and that she had known him under the name Lucian the Nonagon. Lucian, unlike Molly, had short hair and did not have as many tattoos. Caduceus Clay. Okay, so the detail of so does that mean the ritual worked? May have been a show specific. I don't know. We'll find out when we rewatch, I guess. But
yeah,
interesting,
fascinating. Yeah, that is very interesting.
I'll see if I can. I love this Critical Role linked transcript search. It's like the best thing that's ever happened. Matt Lucian. If I can find the earliest instance of Matt saying Lucian, that should theoretically be the first time, like, Kree shows up, right?
Yeah, because I think in the campaign, that's the first time we hear the name Lucian, right? Is when Kree says it.
Here we go. Sorry for saying your old name, Nonagon, was correcting Lucian to Mollymark. So, I feel like we're gonna have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
You told us to scatter and
got that
vanish.
one
Hold on.
anyway.
That's a story for another day and another drink. What did you see, God? I don't know what that looked like from the other end of things. Talison's so good at this. Well, it all went belly up 2 years ago. You told us to scatter and vanish if things went wrong, and wait until you returned. We buried your ass in the woods outside the hideout. I mean, it may not have necessarily been my ass that you buried. So I feel like it's a little bit less clear in the campaign as to like whether they killed him on purpose. Or hold on. Because like the confusing part about looking at the wiki now is that they are adding details from the series, so the pages aren't separated into like information we know specifically from the campaign and information we know from the animated
That's
series.
interesting. I feel like they should be separate, right? Like,
well, there are references, so you can tell. It's just harder to sort of pick apart, I think.
Makes sense.
Fiend in Berleben, Kree settlers, orders travel direction trim, spent several months evening at Meet Ragnar. At the end of the day, capitals, Clary Order, Coalition, probably cut a lot of this out, but Alex was Celery General, Battle has General, shared all of the friends of the Ragnar Condom. Decided to contact her because some know them. Lucian understood only partially, reached out to Vess. It would be hard to tell immediately whether they're succeeded. Okay, the ritual was performed, but Dorogna intentionally failed.
Oh.
When the tomb takers checked, Lucian
sense.
was not breathing. So yes, okay. So I think it's essentially implied. Kree's somewhat in the dark too. Kree thinks that the ritual maybe worked, and maybe like it didn't work in the way that it was intentioned to work because Dorogna fucked it up, but it worked differently because Molly's here.
Yeah.
Curious. Yeah. So yeah, I think so. Like, I'm sure we'll cut a lot of me trying to find the information on the wiki out, but it does appear to be the implication that Vess, they were going to do a ritual that involved Lucian, and Vess purposefully fucked it up and killed him, and the other tomb takers appear to be in the dark about Vess's intentional fuck up. Interesting. I'm glad I sort of caught that, because it feels like it gives us a little bit more depth into that like dynamic, and like the fact that even the tomb takers are in the dark a little bit.
Oh man. Man.
Anyway, next is Zorbaspire. My first dot point is Ed Wolf is stupid and leaves the beacon alone.
Which I mean, in his defense, that whole room is like
there's a lot going on.
Hell.
And there's so much going on, like, to be fair. But like that I remember thinking, mistake. Like leaving that thing on its own in the Zorbaspire is how it's going to get stolen.
Especially knowing Caleb is around, because he knows those booby traps.
Oh, absolutely.
And Wolf would know that.
I think it's also a little bit like it's a little bit blind faith, you know. Partially comes from the we're too powerful for you to fuck with. Overconfidence.
Mistake.
A little bit, you know.
Big mistake. Yes. Where are we up to? Trent disappears at the gala.
I saw a really, really funny meme that was like, not after breaking into the top of the spire, like, and it's that TikTok sound like, is that the Grim Reaper? When she opens the door to Caleb.
That moment was interesting, because Caleb also looked very suspiciously, scarily like a Volstrucker with the hood and
I think that was the point, right? Like he was he was keeping a low profile getting in, and then it's like not being like a scaredy little jumpy goblin. She's like, fuck! Who
is you?
But then we get the cute like hug, and then it's like, she's like, do you know how to deal with these? And like referencing the traps, and then the closing thought, my teacher taught me quite well.
Epic moment.
Such an anime moment.
Oh, there's so many moments in this show that are very like anime coded, which is which is I like. Anime is a good fun time. So
Yeah, I love, like, it definitely. I've never been an anime fan. I think I'll probably, even if I tried to watch some, I'd still struggle to get into it. But the parts of it that I appreciate are truly like the fact that it goes so hard. They're like, cringe, we don't know cringe. We are gonna go so fucking
Fringe
dramatic
is
and awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you today? It was like,
Which one?
I sent it to the group chat. It was like, Gen Z are the new
I haven't seen
millennials. Thank God, finally. Are we allowed to have fucking fun now?
it. Yeah. Real. So real.
The death of cringe culture, finally.
Yeah.
But yeah,
where are we?
I also had a note here. Astrid and Airwolf, like, I think this also, again, might not have been the intention, but I like sort of the subtle detail here of Astrid and Airwolf aren't perfect. They aren't infallible. They have not noticed that they are being successfully distracted by these fireworks and this battle going on. They've left the beacon alone, and that is a grave mistake.
Very grave mistake.
I also, there's a very brief moment in that scene where Caleb very intentionally glances at the tripod, so I wonder if that's going to come in a bit later too.
Yeah, that whole what I kind of wrote down with that is like I feel like Caleb is starting to kind of piece things together about what this thing could be or like what it's capable of, because
he gets that confirmation
smart.
with
He's
Trent.
book smart too. Like he reads a lot of books.
Keen mind feat, man. Autistic.
And then fucking Trent shows up and starts kind of like tempting Caleb, which I really liked this moment between them because
very tense.
It also shows Caleb's not perfect. He is very traumatized. He has this deeply traumatic past. And when Trent, I'm not sure if this happens a bit later, but Trent sort of gives him a little
same scene. It doesn't matter.
Nugget of like, you could change your past.
Again, I think it's a great like display of Trent being like, again, too big for his britches. He's like, I can convince Caleb to get back in. I can convince this guy to work with me. And I think part of it is also like, I think Trent also probably in a way knows that Caleb might not be more powerful than him now, but will eventually outpace him. Right? It's like the teacher pupil kind of thing of like, I can see greatness in you and it scares me that I can't control you.
Yep.
Because I want you to be my weapon.
Yeah.
I want your power to be my power, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Do you think Caleb was like, even for a moment, like tempted?
Oh yes, absolutely. I think he was like completely at war with himself because he is still in that phase of like absolute desperation to change the past, and Trent is holding out this brand new realm of magic. Like, this is an undiscovered realm of magic in this world. Dunamancy is not one of the classes of magic that is understood in the Empire. So, and it is specifically a kind of magic that fucks with the like fabric of reality and time. It is exactly the power that he's been looking for to change his circumstances. He would be so tempted. And that's why I think Nott is so afraid of him being tempted in that moment. The fact that he lets the flame go and Nott's like, don't fucking listen to him. Don't listen to him, you know? It's just
I love
like
that moment. It's just shows so much depth.
But it also
these characters as well.
It is also, again, like another subtle display of Trent being his own downfall eventually, right? Which is that he's so desperate to own Caleb in a way. He wants Caleb to be his weapon, that he's exposing himself in ways that he shouldn't. He's smarter than that, you know? But he's allowing him, he's being reckless because he's just lusting after the power that he can see in Bran, you know? Are you okay?
I just need season 2, dude. I can't.
I know. We then flash to the street again. Vess thinks that she is the Nonagon now. Little does she fucking know.
I am the Nonagon now.
But she, like, we know from the end of the last episode that she's only now, like, gaining eyes.
I think she has 2 now.
Yeah, she got one on her hand and she had one on her that she flashed here.
Her neck, yeah.
But we know that Molly has 9, which is, like, theoretically the max.
My note for this was Vess is the Nonagon now, attempts to kill Molly, and then I wrote, but surprise bitch, who is the real Nonagon here? He has more eyes than her.
The second half of my note is like, it's interesting to me that Molly / Lucian is still far more powerful than Vess, despite the disparity in their class level at this point. Because like Molly is a low level blood hunter, but there is some latent power within him from the Nonagon that is clearly way more powerful than Vess, and Vess is a fucking powerful mage, like crazy powerful mage. So I find that really fascinating that there is like clearly some latent, dormant ability that is being situationally reactivated in Lucian, and I'm curious to see, like, I can't wait to see more of that.
Definitely. And this had one of my favorite shots of this episode where we're facing Molly's back. He's standing there and all the cards are falling around him.
Such
that was
a good
gorgeous.
Shot. And then eye card landing face up.
So you're just like, ooh, it's juicy, it's gorgeous, really it's beautiful. And Vess like disappears at this point, but she's obviously not dead because we don't see a body, and that's like number one rule. If you don't physically see the body, they're very much still alive.
Yes, and even when you do see the body, sometimes
is she dead? Yeah, it's true. She'll be back. She's too important. Yeah, she'll be back. And don't you worry, new fans. She'll be back.
My last up point is Molly seems lost in the sauce.
Yeah, he's just like full disassociating.
Yeah.
Like still resolution, really.
We've already talked a bit about this, but next we flash back to the Zorba Spire. My dot point here says, Trent trying to draw Caleb in with the allure of knowledge, spewing manipulation, trying to make Caleb feel special, making him feel as though they are the only two that can truly figure the beacon out. They're the only two in the world that can possibly understand this crazy powerful. And it's like, again, the manipulation of like, you are the chosen one, you are special. And again, that is, if you are watching carefully enough, part of his mistake. He's he put Bren too far above Astrid and Eadwulf, and it's created this power dynamic that allowed Caleb to get out and is allowing Astrid and Eadwulf to doubt.
Yep.
He is his own downfall.
Yep.
I'm really
because we even see that earlier in the episode where he calls, I think he says to Caleb, "You're always my favorite" or something, and Astrid and Eadwulf in the background, like.
Again, like it's the pitfalls of like the narcissistic parent almost. Like there is, no matter how well they can keep the mask up in 99% of scenarios, there's always going to be one where they let their true colors show, and people will be able to see them for what they are, kind of thing. You know, like. It's again a very human kind of like experience that just feels very engaging and realistic.
Yep. And then, boom, the Kryn finally show up.
Oh my god, Essek and Caleb are breathing the same air as each other.
I remember when we were watching that, I was like, because they kept showing like the ear cuff.
Yeah.
And because Essek was it, and I was like, is that Essek? And you're like, no.
Well, I was like, Essek's a wizard. He's squishy boy. What's he doing flying around?
I thought it was weird as well. That's why I was like, is that Essek? Like, but I guess in context of
bro's
like the
probably
earlier...
got like 40 hit points. Like, what's he doing?
Yeah. Well, I guess in context of like the earlier conversation he has with
the Bright Queen.
He's the Bright Queen and his mom, it's like, okay, it does make sense for him to physically be there, making sure to get this thing back. Also, that boy is not muscular. He's definitely wearing like 10 layers of armor.
He's wearing a muscle suit. He's like padded.
Yeah, 100%.
He's got a Nike. He's got socks in his fucking shorts. You know, he's like, I'm big buff dude. Yeah.
But he's like just a squishy little guy.
You're a twink and it's okay. You're allowed to be.
So I thought that was funny. I saw a comment from, I think it was one of the character designers, saying it's like, in context, it would have been like, well, he doesn't have his own armor because he never goes that, like, that's not his role. So he just took someone else's armor, and that's why. Because I did think the proportions looked a little. I was like, his head is really small, like.
Yeah.
But obviously, it was like intentional.
Yeah, he's not a soldier, and I think they've made that very clear. Which is makes it interesting about like because where we leave the season off, Trent is functionally in possession of Vasek, right? Like he's.
Yep.
So everyone's like, "How's Vasek get out? How's Vasek get out? He's gonna get out. He's fine." Like it's too important to the later narrative, but it is curious to bring him in. It does sort of bring a bit of a narrative foil in. Yeah. And again, it is funny that there is a moment of Caleb like looking at this Kryn soldier, and it is like, as much as I'm like fairly meh about Shadowgast as a ship just because it's not my personal taste, it is funny to be like, you guys are gonna date. Ooh.
You guys are gonna have cats together.
You guys are gonna fall in love. Ooh.
And someone pointed out it's gonna be really funny, which campaign spoilers is later on where they decide to return the beacon to the Bright Queen and Essek is there. Essek is gonna recognize Caleb from that moment.
That fucking guy in the tower.
Be like, what? Like, this guy, I've seen this guy before. So I think that's kind of fun as well, sort of laying that.
I can't wait for that to be animated. That was such an epic moment in the campaign. It's like, we are, like, I am from the Empire, but we are no friends to the Empire. Like, that's going to be such an epic moment.
Oh, I look forward to it. Oh.
And then...
And just...
Like, this scene moves so quickly, because, like, we're back outside then, and, like, it's when all the parties coming together and realizing that they don't have the artifact. They're like, oh, okay, we fucked up. What do we do now?
Did we get the thing? No. Did we get the thing?
Did we get the thing? No. Like, each time a new person arrives, did we get it? No. And I also love, like, Ford running up in disguise and Bo just like... And she's not even like sorry. She's like sorry.
And it's like, why should she be? He was literally running up in a disguise, like valid.
Yeah, but it's like this is the moment they find Molly, and he's like totally out of it. He's like still red-eyed and like doing nothing, and Jess is like, "You okay? What's going on, bro?" Like gathers up his cards for him.
That was such a sweet moment, and
they're like, "We really have to get the fuck out of here."
We get that kind of moment where Jester reaches for him and he kind of snaps and he grabs her arm and he's still like Lucian in that moment.
Possessed in a moment, yeah.
Yeah, and
it feels like a little bit of a
Jester,
parallel
this
with Ford.
Happens to her a few times. Yeah. Like, poor thing. Ugh. But she's so sweet about it.
She's forgiving. She's like, hey, it's okay, let's go. Like,
yeah.
It'll be alright. And then everybody into my hole.
Oh, God bless.
Again,
bless.
Sam Riegel's uncanny ability to be both like the emotionally devastating moment in a scene and also the comedic relief is crazy. Man's got skill that I cannot possibly understand.
Sorry, I'm just fixing my
No, you're all good.
The arm thing I have for this mic is like, it was like $20 from Amazon. It's really shit.
Fair enough. Yeah, I bought the Elgato like low arm, and it was one of the best investments I've ever made.
Yeah, so I think at some point I'm gonna invest in a better one because this one.
I would recommend it because it's like the low profile arm. It's like out of the way. It's great.
Nice.
But yeah. Now we're finally up to the part of the episode where we can start talking about Yasha again, because here she comes, another narrative foil.
Here she comes, because we get that shot of her walking towards the battle,
the spire, yeah,
before we go back into the sewers, which I'm glad they gave us a couple of Yasha scenes, instead of just the opening and the ending. So
and it definitely feels like this is like the true culmination of the entire season. Everything's boiling down to this one point, which is cool. Like, I don't have much to say about this mage battle, like, because it was awesome. Like, I really like artistically, it was really, really cool to watch. The differences in the design of the magic is really cool, and if like I ended up like screen recording some of it so I could go through frame by frame. And like looking at the way like Trent's magic manifests, like there's like it looks like when you're watching it in the moment, it's moving so quickly that it can be hard to see some of the details. But slowing it down, you can see like his magic often like looks like a ribbon that he's like almost like wrapping around himself and then like throwing. And there's a moment where it looks like a snake, which I think is really cool. Like those sorts of tiny details that you might not necessarily pick up on as it's happening in the moment, but you see on a rewatch or a scrub through like that, I really enjoy. And like the moment that Trent polymorphs Aidwolf into a crow, like his magic, it starts as all these like square runes, but it ends up looking like a geometric bird. So it's like
that
the
was
flavor of
epic.
it is so cool.
The flavor, and yeah, I don't have much else to say about the battle either. Just aside from that, it looks freaking epic. The visuals are stunning. The sound design is incredible. Like, it just was awesome to watch.
Really lives up to like the picture that Matt paints in the campaign of like this flying, like middle of the sky at twilight mage battle with like this arcane like zaps and flying. Like it really lived up to like the image that Matt paints in the campaign. I think was just perfect.
I loved it. Just incredible.
Yeah. And then finally,
and that's where my notes end.
Well, I got quite a few for this last scene in the sewer, but like ultimately, the note that I have here is like Mighty Nine escaping through the sewer, believing they failed, but in absolutely just completely true chuckle fuck fashion, the thing that they were seeking lands directly in their motherfucking lap. Somehow,
it's just
and that is how it happens in the campaign, right? They aren't hired to go steal that beacon; it just fucking lands in their lap, and they're like, "Well, not even." It's like it's running past them in the street, and they're like, "Hey, we should get involved in that." Why? I don't know.
Why?
But they do, and it sets the course for the whole fucking campaign.
So freaking funny.
I do love that they kept that vibe of like it kind of just lands in their lap, even though they adjusted the intent a little bit. So like they were seeking it, but they fucked up, or it wasn't even necessarily that they fucked up, it was just outside of their control. They couldn't get it.
Yeah.
And then, oh shit, here it is. Oh.
Yep.
Second chance, let's go. Jump on that shit.
And finally, the missing party member also literally lands in their lap, which is
first we have like a little bit of a crim battle, which is I think is really cool. Yeah. Another like again just a really cool different flavor of a fight with the magical darkness and stuff creates such a different vibe, and we get Ford's Vor moment.
He finally eats the ball.
Eats the ball eater. That's good.
Yep.
Fucking the ball eater. Can't wait for that to
That'll come up later.
I just can't wait for like Tusktooth. That's gonna be great.
It's gonna be legendary.
But yeah, like they decide to fight. They're like, wait, they have what we need. Let's fucking go. Like, they sort of get in, and then they're just immediately overwhelmed by the power of the Kryn, and Ukuto is not helping by like distracting Ford. Ford's like, what are we doing? And Ukuto is like, eat the ball. Eat the ball. Eat the ball. Fucking eat it, dude.
And we get that scary moment where he's like fully kind of like taken over, and he obliterates that Kryn soldier.
Yeah, so I think it's...
And we've not really seen Ford be that violent up until this point, really.
He does really come across as like as possessed. But I'm pretty sure that there is a warlock spell or a warlock ability that's like it's one of the warlock healing abilities, which is essentially like it drains life from another person to give you hit points. So I did like that kind of flavor a little bit, but it
it looked epic.
It does sort of give to me a little bit the idea that they are kind of leading into that toxic masculinity kind of plot line for Ford of like, don't give in to your anger. Don't lead with hostility, lead with kindness and like calm level-headedness. I think that's going to be a really interesting plot point for him, and I think it'll
definitely
it gives Ford a bit of flavor that he didn't really have in the campaign. Ford, as much as I like him, he did, compared to other characters in campaign 2, fall a little bit flat, I think, in some areas.
Yeah.
So this kind of does give him, it kind of zhuzhes his story a little bit in a way that I really enjoy.
And I think it's going to be interesting to see how they tie that in with his dynamic with Jester as well, because we see her reaction to seeing him like that. Like
she's scared. She's
scared of him, and I feel like that's going to be a big thing for them as well.
it's already a part of Ford's storyline, right? Like, even in the campaign, he gnaws away at his tusks because he doesn't want to scare people. He literally, because he's a half-orc, he's supposed to have tusks that protrude out of his mouth, but he chews them off because he wants to appear more normal, you know? He doesn't like coming across as like a big, scary, intimidating dude, and I think it's just, again, that's why it feels like a very compelling story, and I hope that's the direction they are heading. It seems to be, and it does feel really perfect, the perfect kind of plotline to explore with Ford and Caduceus specifically, because like Caduceus is a huge influence on Ford.
He's a gentle
major way.
giant.
Gentle giant who is like masculine but also not. Like he's a guy. And he's
a guy.
He's like a positively, like a very positive, calm, like it's like I think I said before, like it's like the steadiness that the Mighty Nine needs. It's like the rock that they need to really anchor themselves, especially once Molly goes. And it feels like he's such a perfect influence and role model for Ford to like model after, because I think like I spoke about this a bit in the last episode, like in terms of like if they do go really directly into this like toxic masculinity kind of examination plotline thing, is that it feels like what I really enjoy about Caduceus is that he isn't trying to be a good man. He is just being a good person. He is just Caduceus.
Yeah.
And I think that is a really big problem with, like, we were talking about like the manosphere and the alt-right pipeline and stuff like that. There are so many men, cis men particularly, who are so obsessed with trying to be a good man, but they need to figure out how to be good people first.
Yeah.
You can't be a good man without being a good person, and being a good person involves, you know, kindness and emotional maturity and creating space for marginalized people, and, you know, not being insecure about like queerness and femininity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Caduceus brings that in absolute fucking spades, because he's also, whilst he is like him, you know, a guy, his appearance is incredibly gender non-conforming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like he's very much not, you can't pigeonhole him into any kind of gender box. He's also arrow ace. Like it's
just a guy.
I'm so excited for that, you know, kind of, I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but I'm excited for that.
It makes sense.
That vibe, you know, like it feels, if they are going into it with that kind of intentionality, it feels very relevant in today's day and age with how like toxic some young men have become, you know. I just think it's a great thing to explore.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to be fun. And also sort of related to this, but also unrelated, I just remembered in Legend of Vox Machina Season 2, there is a Caduceus like Easter egg.
Ooh.
Yeah. Where he's like in the background. I'll post it.
Well, because like he is from a pretty significant, the Clay family is a significant family in terms of like the prime deity lore, you know, like there is essence
I just
to that.
popped it in the like, and that's 100% him. Like, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Which is curious, because that means he's outside of the Blooming Grove.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where this fell, like where they were.
I mean, it also, to be fair, it might not necessarily be Caduceus specifically. It could be a different member of the Clay family.
Yeah. Either way, it's like, it's an Easter egg.
Yeah. But it's a cool little reference.
Yeah. Because he's got the same armor. Like, that's the armor he wears.
Yeah. It's, oh, I just can't wait. He's going to be so good. Savalier Wood. I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to, like, find the information about the Clay family. Oh, here we go. Clay family. Because it was like, there was like, his family is like quite tied to the lore of the universe, if I'm remembering correctly, right? Like it was, because there was like a little bit of like a parallel, like we know that Ford isn't actually part of the quote unquote Stone family that gets referenced in that lore discussion, but the fact that he was assigned the name Stone at the orphanage is like, you know, a bit of a narrative, you know, like, it's it's appropriate.
Yeah.
In the
For
end.
sure.
I'm gonna again. I think I'm just gonna have to rewatch and be reminded because there's like not enough information on the fucking.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do our rewatch. So,
But yeah, long story short, we're 2 hours 8 minutes in. That I'm excited to see how in depth they go with that because it feels like it will be very, very like an appropriate narrative plot to sort of follow in today's day and age, and I think it'll also really create some cool moments for the bros too.
The bros, absolutely. And I
then,
think the last thing we really have to talk about.
Well, I really loved just briefly before we get like this is the same moment, but it's like I liked we've had multiple references to this so far in the season, like maybe only like one or like 2 or 3, but like how much do you all have left? Sort of again a little reference to like how many spell slots you guys got? Like, are we fucking cooked? What are we doing? How's everyone's HP?
Like, they're all accepting the fact that like they're probably gonna fucking die in this
die
moment.
In a blaze of
like,
glory.
Yep,
then?
we're going out in a blaze of glory.
My dot point says die in a blaze of glory. Then very on theme for the Mighty Nine.
Absolutely, and then they unintentionally get saved by Yasha, who comes in finally. She's finally meeting the group. She slices down that last soldier.
My dot point says, Yasha, my goat.
Yeah, mine just says Yasha in all capitals with many exclamation points. So.
Head
An
straight
epic
off.
moment. And then she just reaches down for the beacon.
And this is the moment. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Like, how's the connection going to be broken? How's the connection going to be broken? Is it going to be Caleb's amulet? Is it going to be the Stormlord? Is it the beacon?
Which we had theories that were like, maybe she picks up the beacon and she looks into it and she gets the like motes of possibility and then that's what breaks it. But I feel like nobody was like, the beacon, it's physically is what does it, which I'm
sort of
curious
really
if
we'll get a bit of an explanation into that. I feel like maybe the opening of season 2 we might have a short discussion about like what happened when you touched the beacon. There was a spark and like you like hit the floor. Like I feel like there's going to be at least a little bit of acknowledgement of that.
Probably not in the moment because I feel like they're like, we need to fucking get out of here.
We need a GTFO.
We need your GTFO.
I think the start of season 2 is going to be in the sewer though. There's going to be like a standoff moment, right?
Yeah. But something else I noticed with that moment is like when she picks up the beacon, it's all lightning. It's like lightning going up her arms. So I don't know if that's like also a hint to like
maybe it is the
Stormlord or something. Maybe it is the Stormlord. Like maybe, we don't know.
¿Por qué no las dos?
Yeah.
Could be a little bit of both.
Maybe the Stormlord has a connection to the beacon. I don't know. Like, we don't really know, right? Like, the beacon is quite unknown.
I'm curious. And I think, like, I think we're going to get a lot more information about Dunamancy and the Luxon and the beacon in the show. Like, I feel like
definitely
they're going to use this opportunity to really expand on that lore a little bit because, like, you can only do so much in the campaign and even in the book, there's only so much information. And I feel like in a TV show like this where they can lay a lot more, like, not just exposition, but, like, visual threads, I think we're just going to get a lot more, maybe not a lot, but at least a little bit more information about, like, what the fuck's going on there. And I think, like, knowing that these are things that Matt has had stewing in his head for so long, there are surely things that he has wanted to be able to, like, put into the campaign that he just never got the chance to.
Definitely. But, yeah, so this season ends on this massive Yasha cliffhanger. We see her break out from this charm and she's just like, she's pleading, she's begging for these people to help her, which I think is just, it's like wish we had more Yasha overall in the season, but I do love the way that they're bringing her into the group with this, just like, she's this like vulnerable person in front of them and she's pleading for help. And it's like,
and I will say, like,
gonna just adopt her.
Part of like I don't know if I didn't write it directly in my notes, but I do remember thinking, like, you know how I said, like, I really hope they kind of play into this her look versus her demeanor, in that when they first meet her, she's like scary as fuck, and they're like, oh, what do we do? But then the second that she opens her mouth, it's like immediately dispelled. We didn't necessarily get it exactly how I like imagined it or painted it in an earlier episode, but we do essentially get that visage of like, she just beheaded a guy and she's like very stoic, serious, like, this is mine now. She just goes to pick it up. And then it zaps the control. She hits the ground and she immediately looks up, and it's no longer this huge, intimidating woman. It's a scared little girl. And she's
That's
fucking
exactly what it
terrified,
is.
and it's immediately dispelled. Like, you're no longer afraid of her. You're like, oh, I have to protect you. Well,
Yeah.
it's okay, baby girl. No, he's okay. I'll help you. And I like
And it's
that
like they're not
that
going to be able to
dichotomy.
resist it. At least a couple
Molly
of the
and
party.
Jester won't. Not.
They're
Oh,
gonna.
Nuts.
Oh,
Maternal instincts are going to be right in there. He's
dude,
okay. He's okay.
I need season 2 so
So far away.
at least a year away. Which is not that bad in the scheme of things, especially for television these days. Sometimes it takes
Yeah.
longer.
It is a little frustrating to be waiting that long after having like very little Yasha all season. I think that's something that both of us were quite frustrated by. And it's not like something that I'm necessarily want to criticize. Like I don't necessarily think Critical Role could or should have done anything different with the season, but it felt like the messaging ahead of the season painted a picture.
It was very misleading.
It painted a picture that Yasha was more involved than she was, and it felt like we were kind of edged and then left high and dry a little bit. And
yeah, that's my frustration as well.
I find that frustrating, but at the same time, I still really thoroughly enjoyed the way they brought her in. I thought it was very well written and clever. I just wish we had gotten more of her this season.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. Like they were sort of saying in the lead up, they're like, we're gonna see more of Yasha's backstory, which I guess technically we sort of did, but
yes, and that might be true for season 2, but I wish it would have been a little bit clearer about her being sparse in season 1.
Yeah, because it was kind of rough in the whole lead up, because it's like you'd have Yasha fans sort of expressing concern and worry because she was not in any of the promos. She was very briefly in the main trailer, but we saw so little of her in the promotional material in the lead up, and you have people were sort of expressing concern, and then you had people coming in being like, no, she'll be here, like, why are you worried? Don't worry. Like, and you're like, well, our worry was
warranted,
like turned out to be warranted, because
and I think
did not show up much.
And I think even if it had turned out differently, it was still warranted because like of what happened in the campaign. There's just, you can't dismiss as much as like because we've had a couple of like, I don't want to say beefs, but like we've been occasionally had like been butting heads with people in Discord, in the Beacon Discord, about like when we express frustration about the lack of Yasha and the ways in which fans react to that lack of Yasha and stuff like that, and people being like, or just like, don't listen to them, I just ignore the fandom. It's like, when we were in it, in the middle of the campaign, that behavior, and it's not just like I want to be clear, it's not just like annoyance with people who have different opinions to us. People were being incredibly fucking problematic. People were being incredibly parasocial. It was a problem. Like, it was a severe problem in certain circumstances. Like, I don't want to overblow it. It wasn't like massive, right? But it was not good in a lot of circumstances, and not just in terms of like people being like dismissive of Yasha in the story. Like, that is annoying, but it's not necessarily like offensive, right? People were being like awful about Ashley. They were
being horrible.
Like, and like Ashley's not even part of the like, she's barely part of the party. She's not even part of the group. It's like, fuck off. Like,
also, she's like a big reason this even
happened.
Exists
yeah, like
place.
she was the
so,
original
like,
connection to
shut
Felicia
your damn
Day,
mouth.
she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her that was
I think
talking
so.
to Felicia Day and stuff. So it's like shut your mouth, basically.
And it's
like I mean it in the kindest way possible.
And I think it's like, I get very defensive when people are like, oh, just ignore the fans. I was like, no, I don't think you understand what it was like. And I don't want to be gatekeepy, but like, it was bad, I'm not even trying to be gatekeeping, like, you weren't there, you don't know what it was like. I'm purely trying to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah.
I really just don't want that attitude to be the norm.
Yeah. It got so bad, I literally left. I stopped engaging with the fandom, and I pretty much just stopped watching Critical Role altogether. Like, that's how bad it got, that it really...
A lot of people did.
I shouldn't let it turn me off critical role, but it was a big reason why I was like, you know what, these people are not being kind.
It's just
just
so
toxic.
hard.
It's not fun to engage with. So
No, it's so hard to enjoy fandom when there are people who are just being like constantly negative about shit. And it's like, and I know, I'm sure there'd be people who are being like, aren't you just being negative about those people? Different. It's really different. Like, we are quite calmly criticizing what was like quite problematic behavior, and I mean like parasocial behavior. Like, I said it before, and you were like, move on because I don't want to get cancelled. But there were people being like incredibly weird about like Marisha and Laura PC ships, and people being incredibly weird about Ford and Jester and like that age gap thing, and people were just talking about it really openly and bluntly on Twitter, completely like not even thinking about the fact that, you know, there are couples on the cast with not huge age gaps, but, you know, like there's I think there's 6 or 7 years between Matt and Marisha, but like they met and started dating as adults. It's not a problematic relationship. Like, you can tell they're a great pair, and you're out here on Twitter going, oh, they aged Jester up because they just didn't want Ford to look like a pedophile. Like, have some tact. Like, have some fucking tact. Seriously, it's crazy for you to be talking like that about complete fucking strangers, people that you don't fucking know. It is so odd. And that's why I'm like, part of me wanted to discuss parts of that in this podcast, because if we're open about it and not mean, but just, you know, very clearly critical of it, I feel like it will help to discourage it from happening again. I just think we need to be, and it's like, you can have frustrations, you can have dislikes. It's what you do with the frustration and the dislike.
My favorite one was when someone on Tumblr said that Boyasha is homophobic. Because I'm like, I don't know how you got there, but like, sure. Absolutely. Definitely
homophobic of them for not to have fulfilled the incredibly unrealistic trope of gay person falling in love with a straight best friend and the straight best friend reciprocating feelings. Like, I explained it in a comment, I think, on one of those TikToks I posted, which was like, you know, if you ask any older queer person about that kind of plot line, a queer person falling in love with their straight best friend, most older queer people are going to tell you that is either the most unrealistic shit in the world if the feelings are reciprocated, or alternatively a tired, overused trope if it ends in heartbreak and tragedy that everybody's fucking sick to death of seeing. So it's like, it is understandable. Like, it is understandable to me that there are younger lesbians who vibe with that, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But there is absolutely no fucking reason that not becoming canon is homophobic. Like, what kind of fucking argument? Like, what are you trying to posit? Like,
there's no logic to it. People were just upset, which, you know what, like, fair enough, express yourself, but like, don't drag down the other ship, right? Like, just because, you know, I think Boyasha is really important in a lot of ways. Like, it's very rare to have a ship or a relationship like that in media.
Yeah, so happily ever like, after, slow burn, nobody dies, both women.
Thank God.
Both
got
like
close,
mask leaning. You know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe not like fully mask for mask, but like it is a very unconventional queer couple to have on screens, and that is why I appreciate it deeply.
Yep, me too. And this is a great segue into like season 2. Thoughts, theories, what happens next? And
the first dot point I have for like season wrap discussion is overall thoughts now that we've seen the whole season. Like, I think we kind of got through that, which is like, both of us, if we ignore the fandom for a sec, the adaptation by itself in a vacuum, like, fucking basically perfect. Like, a masterclass in adaptation. They did so unbelievably well, keeping the vibes intact, the themes intact, and they still delivered like really emotionally gut-punching moments, even if they were slightly adjusted from the campaign narrative. They still really hit home, even for campaign fans and new fans. Like, that in and of itself is a feat. Like, delivering the same story beats that is satisfying for both campaign fans and new fans, and there's no alienation. That's incredible. That deserves an award in and of itself, because that's difficult to do.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's just, like they've captured the essence of what made campaign 2 so fun and so special, and even though they've made like a lot of pretty big changes, it's like it
still hits the same.
Change why it was special. Yeah, which is
like,
what I was most worried about, right?
It hits different, but like at the same level of like awesome, like in the same level of like I'm loving the way this is crafted. Like it is exciting. Like again, like I think I said this in like the very first episode. It is so much more fun for you to just switch your perspective and instead of whining about what's going to change, get excited about it. Because, you know, we are still going to get all of the things that make the Mighty Nein so fucking awesome, but we get a little bit of a spin. We get a little bit new flavor, you know? We get something a little bit fresh, and I think that is, like, really exciting. Because you get to be like, oh, what's going to change? Maybe they'll do this. Maybe they'll do that. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see what they do.
Absolutely. And I think similarly on
Isn't that more fun than whining?
Thread, it's like they now know where everyone is going to end up. They know where the story is going to go. So it's like they can very intentionally lay the groundwork for future things, and they know the journey each character is going to go on. So it's like can be very intentional with where they start off, which I'm just very excited about.
So I think I've said it before in an episode as well, which is like you can tell, like even like normal TV shows, you can tell when showrunners have gone into something with a very clear start and end point. They know how the story starts, they know how the story ends. They might not necessarily have every single detail in between, but having those story beats known ahead of time makes it a much more like whole story. It doesn't feel fragmented and bits and piecey. Like, I think one of the examples I used earlier in an earlier episode is Orphan Black. Like, they clearly went into that. They went into that with a 5-season plan and they stuck to it, and that's why it's fucking good.
Honestly, one of the best shows. Oh my god, do we need to rewatch Orphan Black?
Do we need to do an Orphan Black podcast? Oh my god.
Because I would be down for that.
You guys want to Archivist Sessions Orphan Black? Let's do it.
I'm here for it.
I would. But yeah, like overall, I'm like incredibly impressed. Incredibly impressed. Yeah. As much as I've got fears, they are like almost entirely related to the way that the fandom and fans are going to react, which is outside of Critical Role's control. You know, you have to remember that that's as much as I can find frustration in like, I really like the way they've done it, but I know it's going to make people react like this. I can find frustration in that moment, but you know, reminding myself, Critical Role can't control that. I can't control that. People gonna people. People gonna people.
And you know,
it's okay.
What I really, really respect as well is that they've stuck to their guns with this. So, like using the Yasha example, I'm sure they went into that going, "This is gonna piss people off. This is gonna upset people, but like this is what is best for the story." So almost we're gonna stick to it.
Almost like we're willing to put up with your dislike of this, like while we set up the pieces to fall into place, because we know eventually you're gonna like it. So we'll put up with your anger for now.
And you
can be mad at us for now, but
much.
You'll see what we're doing in a second. You'll see.
And whenever Yasha comes up in like interviews and stuff, their reactions to it is really funny because they're basically making fun of us, like in a lighthearted way. They're like, they make jokes about her not being in the show or her being the easiest to write because she has no lines, and like, so they're having fun with it, which is good, and they're sticking to it, and I really appreciate that, even though if it's maybe not the direction I particularly wanted it to go, or you know, I wish we had more Yasha because she's my favorite character, but I'm trying to put all of that aside and kind of go, this probably is what was best for the story. So
I honestly think this podcast is probably also helping us like adjust to how we feel about it, because we're talking it through a lot, and like I could very much easily see myself like knee-jerk reacting, going like, I mean, like how we ended episode 8. I'll put the clip in.
Please help me.
My God!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck
you!
Brian! Oh. Bro! Oh! Oh! That can't be where it ends! Fuck! Fuck!
I'm pissed!
Oh!
I'm a little pissed. Both of us immediately start like swearing. We're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you about the cliffhanger. Like
You
get up and
literally
leave.
get up and walk away.
And you were so locked in you did not notice that I got up and walked away and like closed the door. So like, you know, like, but like if I can, like the explosive reaction we had should tell you how good this series is. Because
Absolutely.
that's what I want in a show. That's what I want in a piece of media. I want it to like I said it before. I want you to emotionally devastate me. That is good fucking storytelling. You know, like punch me in the head, make me upset. That is how you tell a good story.
Make me sob so hard that I can't freaking breathe anymore.
Yeah, and it's like that's why it's like it's almost like partially I'm a little bit angry about how good it is. I'm like, it pisses me off that there isn't more Yasha because I wanted more Yasha, and it pisses me off that it's like the perfect amount of Yasha after all, even though I wanted more Yasha.
It's
I
like
have
journey.
conflicting feelings. Oh, I want more Yasha, but this is the perfect amount of Yasha. Why do I feel this way?
Like, I know it's interesting, but I think they're gonna make up for it in season 2. I think we're gonna get a lot of Yasha
because she's here now.
They know us well, and they know how loved she is by the fans as well. So we're gonna be fed good. And I almost mentioned this yesterday when we were chatting. I don't think we were recording yet, or maybe it was the other day. I don't know. Time is a weird soup. But Ashley was talking about recording ADR for season 2. She was saying she was recording ADR for episode 2, and she was like just sobbing, like crying while recording ADR in episode 2, mind you. Ugh. So we are in for a wild fucking ride.
Let's go.
I'm so ready. And just to have Yasha with the group finally and get her interacting with them. All good. Nah, all good.
Back on track. What were you saying?
I think I was just saying I'm so excited that we're now gonna get Yasha with the group. She's gonna be interacting with them. We're gonna see all of those dynamics start to form. And she's here to stay. I think that's the other thing is we're not gonna have to worry about her going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Yeah. So it's like it makes up for it, I think.
Big time. I'm really excited for that. Our next little point is fears and hopes. Do we have any fears and hopes for the future? My 2 dot points are I really hope they just they don't get rid of this scene and just relocate the bath scene and Boyasha playing chicken about who's getting out last. Because I think that's just a really funny moment. Like they are very clearly trying to see each other naked. Like it's just kind of fucking funny. Yeah. It's so funny. And I just need the moment of them sitting across, everybody else is getting out. And both of them are and then they both look at each other and realize what they're both doing, and they're like, and it's just like a very loaded moment, you know? I really want that. And I also am hoping, because we're going to get Yasha with the party pretty, she's not going to be coming in and out like she did in the campaign. We realized the other day that means she's going to be present for a couple of Bo's hookups, potentially. And so there could be some jealousy. Ooh, spicy.
Which I would love to see. And just, I feel like, you know what, I'll get into it when I get to my hopes and fears. But
yeah, that's pretty much me done. Yeah.
Nice. I like that they're both Yasha related.
Yeah. I mean, going into this, I love the Mighty Nein story as it is. I don't think I went into this thinking I hope they change this major plot point, or I hope they change that major plot point. I just went into this going, I'm super open to whatever the fuck they do, because it's just, I feel like it's going to be awesome no matter what. So I feel like I've got low expectations in a really good way.
Yeah.
I'm ready to accept what's thrown at me.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, like I was saying before, a better way to exist, instead of I'm scared, I'm not going to like it, I'm going to be defensive and weird about it. Embrace it, man. Can't change it.
I agree.
Just get excited.
And I have very similar feelings. I don't really have any fears for the overall plot. They've done such an awesome job with season 1 already. I'm kind of I have so much faith that they're going to deliver an awesome story and an awesome season 2 as well, because it sounds I get the vibe that they kind of wrote season 1 and 2 as like this one package, right? So they knew they would have season 2 while they were working on season 1. So I feel like it's going to flow really well with season 2.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of hopes and fears. I would say maybe my only fear is that, you know, what they end up doing with Molly and Yasha. I feel, I don't know, because I feel like I really love that friendship a lot, and it's very important for both characters. So I'm maybe fear is not the right word, but I'm very curious what they're gonna do with that. And
See how they
I
sort
hope,
of create that relationship.
I hope, and I'm kind of excited that we're probably gonna get to see it blossom and grow.
Yeah,
I
it
kind
makes
of hope that
me.
they are just strangers and we see them develop this love and care for each other, because it's just
Yeah.
that's almost better than them it happening off screen,
Yeah,
right?
like we actually get to see the relationship form. I think it'd be cool. I am like curious as to whether it's going to make a huge change to the timeline in terms of when Molly will die. Like it it still feels like, to me at least, it feels like it still needs to be a fairly early series moment. Like it is quite important to the overall plot of the series and
Yeah.
where the, you know, who the BBEG is. But like I also wonder if they are going to move focus away. Like it is coming across to me a little bit more like they're going to, in the campaign, it did seem a lot like the Nonagon was the, or the Somnovum was the BBEG, like the designed BBEG. But my opinion at the time was it would make a lot more sense for this to be like the penultimate villain, and the actual BBEG is Trent, right? Which sort of was how it went, but it felt quite rushed.
I remember when we were watching season 2, campaign 2, when they were like, yeah, we're heading towards the end. We've got maybe like 5 more episodes. And we were like,
What?
huh?
Yeah, because
What?
it felt out of nowhere. And
And that's a big criticism I've seen of campaign 2, is that it just,
yeah,
the ending felt,
rushed.
it didn't
Yeah.
feel like an ending.
And I feel as though like they kind of made up for it a little bit with the end, like once they got back and fought Trent, and they also had the post-campaign one-shots, there was a little bit of wrap up there. But I feel like they have the opportunity to correct a little bit of a fuck up there in the end of the campaign, which was like, and the thing is like I don't even necessarily blame them for that kind of rushed ending.
No.
When you consider the meta circumstances they occurred in, it was like post COVID, they had gone from live streaming. First of all, they like had just moved to their own studio, like pre-COVID. Like it was like not, like they had just sort of started flourishing into their own company, and then there's a pandemic out of nowhere. They have to stop doing live shows. They have to switch to pre-recording. None of them wanted to do Zoom D&D because it just is like janky as fuck.
Yeah.
So they waited for like, what was it, 3 months to figure out a solution in which they could film in person together without being at risk, which was like basically a huge circle of separate tables in a studio.
Yeah.
And switching to pre-recording and stuff like that. So it's like, when you consider all those aspects, I am not mad at them for ending campaign 2 where it did, right? I'm like, understandable. It was a tough time.
Yeah.
But it feels like this opportunity, they've got an opportunity in front of them to fix that rushed feeling, and to sort of, I feel like it would be more like satisfying for them to shift the focus onto Trent and sort of almost like the Dwendalian Empire in a way, like the corruption being the BBEG, and having the Somnovum be like a narrative foil, but more like a penultimate battle before the really big BBEG stuff. Like, you know, like the Somnovum is the Chroma Conclave to Vecna.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean?
I think that's a great way to describe it. And I think that kind of works in a really interesting way because they've set up so much of Trent in season 1, right?
Yeah.
So
it
it's
feels
like we start
the way
with Trent and then we end with Trent, I think.
Yeah.
Is going to be really fun.
And like if we flash all the way back to the Overture, we did say a lot, like they are doing a really good job of setting up the stakes in the world, like the political tension, the war. So it does feel like it would be more appropriate to focus on that as a BBEG ultimately, and to have that B plot of like the Chroma Conclave, what the Chroma Conclave is to Vecna, the Somnovum can be to Trent. And I think it makes a lot of sense because this, I could be totally wrong. Like there is a very real chance I just completely made this up in my mind, but there's something in my brain telling me that Matt originally planned the Chroma Conclave to be the end of campaign 1, but there was a conversation between the party going like, we've never gotten to play to level 20 before, can we play to level 20? And so he expanded campaign 1 to go to level 20 and did that Vecna arc. If I'm not I could be totally wrong. Sorry if I am.
I mean,
might have made that up.
It makes sense, right?
But yeah, and it feels like they could. It also like it's not necessarily like. I'm sure some people will be like, oh, but then they're just gonna make Legend of Vox Machina like Mighty Nein copy the Legend of Vox Machina in terms of story beat. And I'm like, I don't view that as bad. I view it as consistency. Like it is creating a cohesive, connected world and storytelling and building, and it. There is a reason that tropes exist, right? Sometimes it's fun to break them, but tropes exist because they work.
Because they work, yeah. And it's like that's such a common thing with television, right? Like you have a season with, a big bad. Like, I mean, look at Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's the whole ethos of that show is like each season there's a new big bad, which I don't know if that's where the term, oh my God, my microphone's being weird.
All good.
The term BBEG like originated from. I feel like I remember seeing like the big bad evil guy, because that was each season would be a new big bad, and then it all kind of like ties in at the end with like one uber big bad that's had threads kind of like throughout.
So I googled it. On a website called rpg.stackexchange.com, there is looks like a forum. Where did the term BBEG come from? BBEG means big bad evil guy and refers to the villain of a campaign. My question is, where did it come from? How did it get made? Who popularized it? The most upvoted answer is, according to the archived community-made D&D Dictionary of Terminology, it was coined during a discussion on a Wizards message board back in 2001 by a poster called Trollbill, who also wrote the post that kept the etymology on record in the link. Big bad evil guy.
Damn, okay.
Parentheses BBEG term, an archvillain/nemesis or foil used by the DM, often in a recurring role as the climax to an adventure, story arc, or campaign.
Well, there you go.
A bit of history for you.
Bit of history for you. Love it.
A related term, Big Bad, originated in the TV show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and likely informed the inspiration for BBEG.
Everything always comes back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That show is legendary.
How crazy is that? You got it. You're like, that's like a Buffy thing. Like, probably, definitely did.
Yeah, I'm like, because they use the term Big Bad throughout
Big
that
Bad
show.
Is definitely like a TV term that is separate to Big Bad Evil Guy. So, like, it makes sense those would be connected in a way. Awesome. The more you know.
I feel so satisfied right now.
So smart. So smart.
Ugh. Sometimes I put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, was there anything else we wanted to... Okay, wait. What about... I know we've been going for a while, but I feel like we could keep going.
242.
Theories for like what season 2 is going to be. Do you have any thoughts?
So I think I still am kind of in like I'm leaning towards the idea that Molly kind of has to die at the end of season 2. I feel like he has to. I don't know how they could I could potentially see them dragging it out to a mid-season finale of season 3, potentially, especially if they've got a more concrete idea of where the season's going to air, like what time of the year the season will air.
Yeah.
So but I think that has to come sooner rather than later, because it does quite integral to a lot of character development and quite integral to just the overall plot of the campaign. Like, Caduceus needs to be here sooner rather than later. However, it has quite literally just in this moment occurred to me that they do have the ability to have Molly and Caduceus coexist, which is a different format.
I was wondering if they would do that, but that feels like it feels can get convoluted, messy. Right? Especially if Tal's voicing both of them. It's
I mean, because he can record at different times for them, but I think it's also like we could we could see them cross a lot, like maybe not necessarily exactly crossing paths, but they might be a lot closer in timing because Molly dies and Caduceus isn't found until I think 1 or 2 episodes later. Like he's away from the table for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually he leaves the table partway through that episode, which is
yes,
brutal.
pretty much as soon as it's confirmed
that he's
that he leaves. Yeah,
which is rough. But I mean, they do that in campaign 1 too. Like Percy leaves the table until the resurrection ritual's done,
which makes sense.
But yeah, I'm curious to see if they sort of adjust that timeline in any way, because I feel like they're still, we know they're going to be leaving Zadash. I feel like they're going to end up, maybe they don't necessarily have a specific job in Shady Creek Run, but I feel like they're going to be heading in that direction anyway, because that's where the Blooming Grove is, and that's where they're going to have to pick up Caduceus eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what narrative foil they bring in to direct the party. I'm not sure where they could go with that.
Yeah. My theory, or one theory I sort of saw people talking about, is maybe they'll do a bit more with Vess, and maybe kind of that whole Tomb Takers sort of, or Iron Shepherd's arc. Maybe they'll kind of intertwine them a little bit more. Maybe Vess is actually hunting down Molly.
Yeah.
And has hired someone, I don't know, either with the Iron Shepherds or maybe more of the Tomb Takers or something, to actually literally hunt him down and take him out that way, rather than it kind of being oops, he sort of just died along the way by accident sort of thing.
Yeah. So I'm having a look at the timeline of the Mighty Nine on the wiki, and the entire plot point that sends them out of Zadash to the Bromcombe Byway, up to Berlaman Swamp, and where they run into Kiri and Kaliana and stuff like that, is just purely the Gentleman's Job, and that is a non, doesn't exist in the show. So they've got almost a completely open, I think they're going to have to create, I don't know what motive there is going to be for the Mighty Nine to be traveling in a certain direction. It's after, it's during this travel outside, on the Gentleman's Job, that they come across Huppadook, which is where they get Knott's crossbow. Kiri, they also have, we don't need to deal, the fish people aren't a thing anymore because Ford's already found the Cloven Crystal, so that's been moved up. Party investigate stolen coin purses. Oh yeah, they get their coin purses stolen in Huppadook. But yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do in terms of will they keep the Iron Shepherds? Are the Iron Shepherds going to be connected to somebody else in some way? I could easily see the Iron Shepherds, they're slavers, right? I could see them being connected with the Cerberus Assembly easily. Easily. Yep. So that could be a narrative tie.
Yeah. I feel like they can keep the Iron Shepherds as a group and just kind of change who's controlling them, or what their motivations are, or whatever. Because
it could be if we do still get a moment between Yasha and Trent at some point where Trent goes, "You've got a lot of power attached to you. I'm curious." It would make sense for him to contract the Iron Shepherds to attempt to kidnap her. Right? So it's that could still be the foil there that creates the circumstances for Molly. And I do feel as though we've got to get Keg. Keg's iconic.
We have to get Keg.
If there's no Keg,
she has to be there when Molly cucks it, because it's just
it's so funny.
It's so funny.
Ashley's
sad, obviously, but
Ashley Birch is did I do this? And also
we need Keg and Bo.
We need the letter. I need the letter more than I need Air to Breathe. I need it so. I need an animated moment of her just going. Just her and Travis fucking dying with laughter, because it's all of these scribbled out words and they're just thanks. Fucking hysterical. Oh my god.
And again, I feel for the Bo Yasha angst, we need Bo hooking up with a bunch of other people But I don't think we're gonna get like crazy Boyasha in season 2. I think it's gonna be an epic slow burn of like monstrous proportions. But like I feel like they have to play into that, like there's an attraction there and they're like not quite sure what to do with it and all that fun stuff. And it would
And
be
it's
nice to maybe get the start of like Yasha's like Stormlord
mm,
arc and like her sort of finding that connection.
so I'm just also like scrolling through this timeline as
All
well.
good.
Once they're back, once they deal with that job and they deal with the Iron Shepherds and they come back to Zadash with Kidusi, they then head off for the Menagerie Coast and they start heading towards Ford's side quest, essentially, like his backstory quest. And so I'm curious as to whether, like, we were talking about yesterday or maybe the day before when we weren't recording, like when that pirate arc is going to be, because it does feel like quite a dog leg in the campaign. It's quite side questy, right? It's like,
but like maybe that's
because it's a very Mighty
right?
Nine moment where they're not intending to hijack that ship. They just end up hijacking that ship, and they're like, guess we're on a fucking pirate arc now, which is like, part of me is kind of hopeful that again they keep that vibe of like, we just keep fucking landing in these circumstances. I don't know how the fuck this happens,
because they could really definitely shorten that arc because there's a lot of like sea travel time, but like I think still having it is really fun. And I think there's a lot of kind of big character moments that happen during
and I think they could,
they're stuck on a ship together.
And I think like now that I'm thinking about it, if we consider like there's now no, in the animated series there isn't, at least that we're aware of, any motivation for them to be going to Shady Creek Run or doing any of that stuff. I wonder if they will morph the Ford arc to sort of encompass that. So it's like, because we had that moment with Ford in the sewer where he's like, I'm sorry, I don't know. And Jess is like, what's wrong? Like, I feel like they're going to have a conversation of like, and Ford, I think it's probably going to come clean a little bit to Jester. Because he's come clean to Bo about like, I don't know what the fuck these powers are. I feel like I could see a world in which Ford has a vulnerable moment with Jester, like, I just woke up with these powers, I don't know how to use them, and I'm really freaked out, and blah, blah, blah. And her sort of rallying the party to be like, let's go figure it out then. We can do it. We'll help you. And that being the motivator for them to get a heading as they leave Zadash, and it could take them through like Shady Creek Run, if there is, they could easily like fabricate something that is a clue, because that's originally where the Cloven Crystal was. So maybe there's another Cloven Crystal that he can go for or something like that, because there are multiple, right?
Yeah.
And they could sort of encompass it in that, and then morph it into that pirate arc where they accidentally fucking hijack the ship eventually. Like, I could see them bringing it forward like that and maybe stretching it out a little so it doesn't feel as...
Do you think for season 2?
I could see it. I don't know if they will. I don't know how likely it is, but I could see them doing that. That feels like a route forward. I think it's hard to imagine because of where it's ended. It's so different to the campaign. We just don't know. There's too many. There's like so multiple directions they can really head from here, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's...
And Marisha has said it's like they're playing with the timeline of events.
Yeah. So I could easily see them bringing the Ford stuff forward, because he's like, he's not, like, the season has displayed, he's not in great control of his power. He is struggling with it. So especially if we are sort of, I feel like season 2, we're going to get a little bit of like a, not like training montage for the whole season, but I feel like we're going to see them start to like settle into their abilities a little bit, because they're still quite
definitely
haphazard at the moment. And they're still like working their powers out in a way. I feel like now that we're through the first season, like theoretically we can assume that between seasons there's going to be like a level up kind of thing. Like they're going to mature a little bit in their power. They'll be a little bit more powerful next season. And so I could see a world in which they bring that forward for Ford to sort of not come across as like, like flailing about not knowing what he's doing, like giving him a little bit more authority and more presence in fights and stuff like that, more power, like control over his powers. I think I could see a world but I'm not 100% sure. It's hard to say, isn't it?
It's really hard to say. Oh man, my biggest question is like, what's gonna happen with like the Trent and Essex storyline? Like, are we gonna see more of that in season 2? Or are they gonna like table that for later.
Sorry, repeat. Which?
The Trent and Essex
Yes.
kind of storyline. Like, I wonder if they'll
like how Trent
even
how's
come
Essex
back to that
get,
at all.
how's
Yeah.
Essex gonna get out of there?
Yeah, I wonder if they'll table that for later. Because like Essex doesn't, like, at this point now with Essex, it's like he doesn't meet the Nine for a long time, right? So it's like, are they gonna keep following his story, or are they gonna just...
I think they're gonna have to. Like the way they've crafted it, the way they're seemingly writing the series, it's like how many times can we say Game of Thronesy? I feel like we're going to be flashing in and out of those plot points the entire series, like where the audience is going to have a window into that. The Nine won't, but the audience will.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
It's
also,
just like, even if it's not tied to like whatever the main plot for that season is,
yeah,
like we might get... Yeah, honestly, I have no fucking idea
yeah.
at this point.
Oh, Deborah Ann Wolf's guest character is in the pirate arc too. Twiggy. There's like a whole episode.
Twiggy.
There's a whole episode that happens inside that fucking extra planar dungeon, and the only person stuck outside of it, Happy Fumble, and the only person outside of it is Yasha.
Because
and
she's like, wasn't there.
I thought you died.
And you know what? It's played off as a kind of funny moment.
But it would be horrifying.
Because it would be horrifying. So it's like, at least now we know, like, they'll probably just write Yasha into that.
Ball.
If they end up doing it.
But how funny would it...
They won't.
It would also be hysterically funny for us to get the... Well, did you hold funerals for us? Yeah. And Yasha's like, no, I didn't know if you were dead. You just weren't here. Like...
And then Sam's like, everyone got a funeral but me.
Yeah,
no one got a funeral.
Sam is too good at the improv stuff. Like, he just will yes and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I hope we get? Like, this will be like way later down the track, but like when Bo's trying to plan the date with Yasha and Sam is just like being as annoying as humanly possible, trying to get in the way.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Sorry, repeat it. It just evaporated from my brain as soon as you said it.
I feel like your meds have just worn off.
No, I got distracted by the Happy Fun Ball. Repeat yourself.
I was saying, this will be like a way later thing, but it would be funny to see, like when Bo's trying to plan her date with Yasha.
Yeah.
Sam is just like intervening in the most annoying
being
way
obtrusive.
possible.
Yeah.
And being like, well, I already asked Yasha on a date. Like you can't ask her as well.
And it's like, I really hope they play
so
into
funny.
not doing it completely unknowingly. Like, she doesn't realize she's being obtrusive. Sam does. But I really hope not is just like, she's just trying to make friends and she's existing, you know?
Yeah.
I think that'd be so funny. I got distracted by the Happy Fun Ball because I wanted to be reminded of like where they picked it up. But it came with Twiggy, right?
I cannot remember.
Twiggy stole the sphere from Sir Cadogan, who had imprisoned her. Based on Twiggy's description of the location, both Jester and Cobalt Soul believe she got it from the Exalted Collection auction house in Port Damali. She brought it with her as she stowed away on several ships, including hiding on the Squall Eater when it docked in Darktow. She figured out how to make coins appear. It's purely such a side questy episode, but I'm pretty sure it comes in handy later because it's in some way connected to Oban, right?
I can't remember. It's been so long, guys. It's been so long since I've watched Campaign 2.
Oh, Yusa gets trapped in it. So they take it to...
Oh my god!
They take it to Yusa. Yusa's like, I'm going to study it. Yusa gets trapped in it. They have to go into it to get him out. But it's the folding halls of Halas. And Halas...
Right, yeah.
I feel like Halas had some connection to the Chained Oblivion or Oban or something. Can't remember.
Oh, I think that rings a bell. I feel like a lot of things kind of led back to that almost.
Well, Halas is an archmage from the Calamity. So maybe that'll be a connection. Maybe could tie to Vess. It really could easily tie to Vess.
Oh, and that wouldn't surprise me if they sort of bring kind of like, Because now we sort of have two big players, right? We have Vess and we have Trent.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just going to kind of like tie in some of these other storylines. Not that everything needs to necessarily be heavily connected. That's the other thing. We can have B plots that are just sort of like their own thing. But
There's going to be side episodes. As like, I feel like Critical Role, like maybe I'm just like hallucinating, like maybe I'm delusional, but it feels like Critical Role, they understand the power of a beach episode and a shopping episode. You know, they understand the need for those narrative breaks and the tension release, because they're really, in this season so far, they've already shown how good they are at it, right? They know when the tension is at its peak and they need to bring you back down a little bit, especially if they're trying to build you back up in a second. They're like, okay, hold on. We've had them like on the edge of their seats for like a couple minutes. Let's quick joke, probably from not, bring it back down, get a chuckle in, ramp it back up. And I feel like they know what to do, not just in individual episodes, but seasons long. They're going to know where that side questy episode needs to fall to like give the audience a breather, you know, from the intensity. So I feel like we're still going to get a lot of those. Episode. Well, like consider that is such a crazy side questy thing, because like they've run into a dragon, and they're not ready to fight that dragon, and they're like run, and then ultimately Twiggy ends up managing to kill it, and she's the only one left in the ball, so nobody believes her when she gets out that she killed it, and then when they get back in, they're like, oh, she actually did fucking kill it.
Oh, so good, so good. I do hope we get in season 2 like more guest stars, like we've had a lot of guest stars, but like people that join the party for those brief moments of time.
I want to see.
We have to get Keg,
Shikasta, Keg, Twiggy, Kalyana, like just I want those guests.
Rainy.
Oh, so many good guests.
Rainy. Yeah. But season 2 we have to get Keg and Ashley Birch. I feel like that just has to happen.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Campaign 2. Special guests. Ashley Birch is Keg, Mika Burton is Rini, Mark Humes is Kalyana, Suma Lee is Neela, Shasta, Carrie Payton,
Neela.
Chris Perkins is Spurt, and Deborah Ann Wolfe is Twiggy. Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess so.
I kind of hope they bring in more. I hope they kind of do a couple of little like a C1 or C3. We'll get a Lura. So there are like cameos of characters, not necessarily like players, but
yeah,
that'll be cool.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, I feel like we've been going
3 hours
for a hot minute. Do we have any like final words?
Well, we can talk about the future of this podcast briefly. So like we're considering we are, I think we are definitely going to rewatch campaign 2 and we're considering doing podcast episodes in which we potentially talk about the campaign more in depth in comparison to the series after we do that. We had the brief discussion of like how many episodes we should aim to watch before season 2 comes out, and we were thinking like maybe roughly 50, because that feels like it should definitely encapsulate what season 2 will include.
Definitely.
Like I can't imagine them getting much past that in terms of...
I feel like they won't get past up to that in season 2, but like they might shuffle things around.
The timeline,
that's the thing. Yeah.
But we are considering doing that because I think we also sort of talk to each other about like we're going to both try to catch up on C4 before we start our C2 rewatch, because otherwise we're never going to catch up on C4.
Yeah.
And like I'd be open to doing
the catch up on that.
I'd be open to doing like a couple of pod episodes about C4 even, because I am really enjoying the complexity of that story. Like I feel like that's maybe not one that you would be as keen to talk to me about, because it's definitely me getting very into like Brennan Mulligan's world building and the corruption and the society being the BBEG. Also... I really love that. But it's not everyone's favorite kind of vibe, because it's like, it's dark and like grim.
I like it, but the way I've been consuming it right now, I don't think I would have anything constructive to say, because
I don't think I would have anything yet. I think we need to let it cook for a while, because we're really only in the start, at least where we're up to.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd be able to kind of invest in it as much as I can
But
the Mighty Nine. So.
we are keen on like continuing to do pod episodes if there's stuff we're passionate about. So if there's people who are actually listening to these episodes in their entirety and hear this, is there something you'd like us to watch and talk about? Orphan Black's an option. We love that shit.
Yeah. We'll also have season 4 of Legend of Vox Machina probably early next year. So.
We could do like a whole season of Archivist Sessions just on Legend of Vox Machina as a whole. I feel like that'd be quite easy to do because they're shorter episodes and like it'd be kind of because you haven't seen C1 all the way through and I have. It'd be curious to sort of see like the differences in like the way that we're interpreting.
The problem is I know everything that happens though.
Yeah, but it's still, I think it's quite different. Like, because I knew a lot of the major story beats of campaign 1 before watching it all the way through, but you still get like, you just consider the format that it's in, the level of detail you get in each episode, 3 hours of improv and talking, and it's all talking. There's very few visuals. It's just talk. So you end up with so much information and it's quite different to knowing just the main story beats. So I'd be like, I'd be curious to, especially because I haven't caught up on the Legend of Vox Machina. So if I watch season 3 and I feel, incredibly, compelled to talk about it, we could do that too.
Yeah,
but I think,
see where the wind takes us.
I think we're both of us are just, we're such big fans of the Mighty Nine specifically. As like, we like Critical Role in general, but the Mighty Nine really hits some fucking magic.
They just cooked up something crazy.
Like I don't know what they were cooking with, but they were cooking with something. It's crazy. Like
crazy.
I said in the B chord. Wow.
The B chord.
The Beacon Discord, that like I feel like, sort of going back to like overall thoughts of the season, it feels like they have somehow like in like some incredibly magical way recreated the same exact like stroke of magic that made the Mighty Nine so special at the start of C2. Like I don't know what it was, but there was just, they struck absolute gold with this party dynamic, and they've managed to like basically without fault perfectly recreate that vibe of like, this is really special in a completely new format, and they haven't lost any of the like specialness. They haven't lost any of that magic. They've recreated it perfectly in a way that is consumable and engaging for both new and old fans. Nobody feels alienated, and that is, like I said, that's a fucking feat in and of itself.
10 out of 10.
I don't know if you got Critical Role's watching this, and like, I'm sorry for the small criticisms, but like, if I can say, fucking incredible job. Fucking like a standing ovation as someone who studies media and communications. Can't imagine how fucking difficult that was to do.
Oh god, yeah. It's just the level of love and care the level of love and care that's gone into everything, like the animation as well. Like it's just beautiful.
It is such a labor of love, and you can tell. And it's like how many times have we said, in this day and age where there is so much media that is just completely fucking garbage, it's being watered down into drivel that is just the most unengaging crap you've ever seen. This is so refreshing and so engaging, and just like, I'll say it before I say it again, a masterclass. An absolute masterclass in storytelling.
Hell yeah.
Good job. Keep doing that shit. More Yasha next time, though.
There'll be lots of Yasha. Even Matt said in the Inside the Mighty Nine that they're going to make up for it.
They're fucking better.
I think we're going to get a lot of Yasha.
Yeah.
How could they not? Because, again, sorry, I know we were trying to wrap this up, but I think about it from the perspective of a new fan as well. They're going to be itching for information and more of it. They're going to be like, I need to know more.
Good cliffhanger to leave on, because you're like, because like, again, all we've seen of this girl, I mean, not all, but like 99% of what we've seen of this lady is violence, and all of a sudden she's terrified and she's small and scared, and you're like, wait, what? Like, it's the confusion that almost keeps you like desperate for more. You just want to understand.
Oh yeah.
10 out of 10.
Give me season 2 now, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Can't wait.
Thank you to all our fans for coming along
Yeah.
this journey with us.
If anyone's actually watched all like
If
however,
anyone's
like,
actually
15
watching
hours of
this.
us yapping endlessly. Listen, I don't even care if nobody's watching it because like
Me
part of
either.
it was just both of us kind of went into this going, we need some kind of creative endeavor. We just want to like do something, and it's also like an excuse to hang out a little bit because I think when you get old enough, you see like you aren't quite 30 yet, but I'm 30 now.
Getting there.
I feel like hanging out with friends gets harder because it feels like you need like a prescribed activity almost. Like I'm bad at like hanging out with people and doing nothing, which I used to do a lot in my 20s.
Yeah.
So this has been nice to like have like it's like a structured hangout. I feel like I'm 7, you know, I'm on a play date or something.
Our parents set this up basically.
Yeah. My mum said you could come over my house after school.
Hee hee hee.
All right. Well,
Hee hee hee.
we'll leave it there for season 1 of the Mighty Nine. We might post episodes of Archivist Sessions on other topics, but we'll be back with Archivist Sessions :9 in 2026.
Hopefully 2026.
It has
all
to be.
Depends on Amazon.
If they've already got
Amazon.
If they've already got the 2 episodes done, I have to presume it'll be in the next calendar year, but I guess we'll see.
Well, Sam said that they're aiming to have it done for next year, but it just depends on when Amazon want to release it. So
they've kept a pretty consistent schedule with Vox Machina though, right? It's been like January, February each year. So those are
apart
shorter.
From the last 2, season 3 had a longer gap, I think.
Yeah. But it's like that; those are shorter episodes as well, so it could be hard to say. Anyway,
fingers crossed. Anyways,
so
goodbye,
long.
friends. So long.
Thanks for watching. See you next year.